Wow. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here. Already made a live trade here with the trading group. Put out a flag of the 1 minute time frame. We took it for gains. Then they freaking trumps the price down in a second. It was insane. I don't know if you've been watching the price action. It already feels like a false move Monday. Shout out to each and every one of you for being here, sharing your most precious asset with me, and that is your time. Let's get the lemon into the water. Let's decalcify that pineal gland. Let's stay positive every single day, for we are the blessings. We are the vessels. All good things come from within us, right? I put out this quote to the trading group yesterday that I really wanted to share with everybody, if I could get it up and run it here. And it was amazing, because we all think that everything comes from the outside, right? But it all comes from within. If you keep yourself, if you treat yourself generously and others, the hardest thing to teach a student and the hardest thing to believe consistently is that there is nothing out there to go and get. There is no part, no career, no opportunity for which we should be searching and scrounging and coveting. All of the preparation is within, and you keep yourself mentally and physically fit. You remain generous with yourself and others. You stay deeply in your study about your craft, and whatever is yours will then arrive. It's exactly what happened to me in my hometown in Boston. I moved to New York thinking I was going to change my life, become famous, become this movie actor. That's what I wanted to do, was get into movies and stuff like that. And, again, here I am in front of the camera. This is one of my dreams, you know what I mean? But again, in a different way, right? It all happened in God's way. And what I did, though, is I did take care of myself. I did, treat myself well, physically took care of myself, was nice to other people and to myself, generous to yourself and others. And boom, man, everything came to fruition. So God bless you all, man. Stay positive, stay amazing. And I just wanted to start the day with this amazing quote and keep you guys inspired. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Let's break down Bitcoin like we do every single day. People flying into these memes. Myro had a massive move. One of the rappers, right, talked about bang, Myro, right? And then boom, the thing was gone. So it made sense to me last night. I'll be honest, last night I'm about to go to bed, and my mind's like, sell all your PEPE for Myro. And my brain's like, yeah. I was like, it's a perfect idea. I was like, sell all your PEPE for Myro right now. And Myro's like 26. And I put out a call for Myro. I didn't do it because I was like, you're crazy. It's late at night. I said, don't do stupid things like that. Right? I did take profits from PEPE. I see a shoulder, head, and a right shoulder. Anytime I've seen a coin this far away from the 21-day moving average on the 3-day chart, I've said, hey, man, this is unsustainable. You have to come back to this 21. Even if you pump up sideways here and you eventually meet it, I don't know how it's going to happen. I've almost never seen a gap this big. And then it takes me to watch the 21 on the 4-hour time frame too, and all the other time frames. And you got to come back to this 21. You got to revisit it, whether you go sideways or come back. So it tells me that I'm not going to miss much. Even if we're going to continue to pump, we're likely going to go sideways first and then the Stokes have to reset back down there. And again, I could be wrong. It could turn and twist and just pump out of nowhere. I sold 69.69. I did. Don't laugh at me. It is what it is, right? And again, maybe I should, what I told my students too, though, is the hardest thing to teach people in trading is to sell. 80% of people aren't going to be unable to sell. They're going to get stuck in they're not going to be able to sell. And you got to really get good at selling, all right? Anyway, let's break down Bitcoin for you. If you're in my trading group, you got an update this morning, all right, where I kind of broke down what I saw happening for Bitcoin, all right? And I saw this flat. Well, anyway, let's go over what happened. Last night, the flash crash dipped, okay? And this is why it's really cool to be with a mentor, I truly believe, because if you're in my trading group, I would have walked you right through that flash crash, and I opened up a long, all right? Because, it took a lot of balls to open up a long. Not in the flash crash, I'll tell you that. I waited for the wick to come back up, but I did open up a long, and I was up. Listen, I was up here, look, 12:44 in the morning, 12:41. This is really me giving calls, going over ideas, talking about things that I see in the market. We're going to go over boring Dow, and that thing ripped to the upside. Anyway, just want to show you the call here, and this is all me posting. I don't think you've ever seen anything like this in a trading group. But look right here at 1:20 in the morning last night. Because I had such a good day, I was up so big yesterday, I figured I could risk. You get it? Now, if I wasn't up big, I wouldn't have risked. You see what I'm saying? It all depends on the probability of what happened that day. Hey, so if a trade's really, really high risk, and I've had a horrible day of trading, which is rare, but it's happened, I'm not going to open that high risk trade, unlikely. But if I had a really, really good day of trading and I'm up huge, I'm going to take the high risk trade. You get it? Because I'm already up on risk anyway. I could afford a little more risk in the entry. So That's just one thing I want to talk about, kind of like how, and that's something that comes over time as a trader. That doesn't come just like this, you know? So this is really cool what happened last night. I think you really want to walk through this with me. And I think this would really identifies the stream as something special, right? So check it out. Check it out. I just wanted to jump out into that chat. I didn't have the chat up, right? So last night I see the dip, all right? I see the dip happen like this. And I watch it and I think really, you know, I look at my indicators. I think about what happened. I break it down. I'm like, okay, we dipped. I see how low the 1 hour stochastics is. And I'm a stochastic guy. I see it starting to turn. I say, that's interesting. See how quick they bought this wick up on the smaller time frames. I see the 15-minute double bottoming. And what I saw too was the 7-minute 200 SMA. I said, if we can get back above the 7-minute 200 SMA, I'm going to open up a long because I'm a 200 SMA trader. And I teach you, or you can call it the MA. I can call it the 200 MA. I'm an MA trader. I trade moving averages, simple moving average, like just, you know, no weighted, no exponential. And here I said, you know, look, I got us all the way through here. It's crazy how my mind works. But anyway, look, I could see that there was likely going to be a bounce back to the upside. I drew this falling wedge. Now, I didn't know if they were going to wick us further down. So what I did is I set my parameters for the trade. And the trade had to be a risk-to-reward ratio of a 3-to-1, all right? And even when I draw the length of the pole, it said that this next target would take us further up to about 73,866. So that is the target of this bigger area if we can get there. We're at 67,786 right now. And I'm going to break down Bitcoin and see if we can actually scalp trade it too. Don't worry, it is Tuesday. But I already made a scalp trade, you know, so you have to be in the trading group. Like sometimes the trades are at 7 in the morning, 8 in the morning. You never know exactly when they're going to happen. I believe that's a really reason why you want to join the trading group. Joining the trading group is simple. Let me just pop out the content here. I was a little behind the 8 ball today because I was trading right when the live stream happened. I had to decide whether I was going to, you know, what was happening. And I had already taken profits, but I was, you know, I'm actually actively trading. And a lot of times right when the market opens or right when the show begins, I'm actively trading. And every once in a while, there is a time where my active trade actually is coming into terms with, you know, I was like 9:45. I'm looking, I'm like, oh, I got time. Bitcoin taking a bit of a dump here, 57,500, right? And that's going to take down some coins in my humble opinion, right? So just be careful here. All right. Sammy, you know, shout out to everybody here. Hit this. But if you want to join my trading group, cryptolifer.com, you would have got the, you know, the insight into what's happening to Bitcoin. So look, let's break this down. So last night, this is where I give the call to the trading group. And it's 1 in the morning. You know, my mind's like, and I'm wondering if I'm out of my mind, insane, or if I'm seeing it. But and that's the beautiful thing of having a strategy. Really doesn't matter. You know, you say don't trade tired, don't trade emotional. Really doesn't matter what you're going through because all you have to do is identify the rules. For instance, the light turns yellow, you know, it tells you to walk when the walking sign comes across. You know, you could be a little tired, you could be a little off, but like when the light turns, you know, you walk. You don't just walk whenever you want. And so that, you know, that's the worst metaphor in a way, but it's simple. My trade, my system will give me a green sign, and I take the green sign. So look, this was a falling wedge. So look, because I had such a good day, I'm going to open a super risky long on the 1 hour. However, it wasn't that risky, was it? Low stochastic, okay? I had hidden bullish divergence on the 1 hour. Swing up to swing up, while this swung to the downside. It told me that the trend could continue to the upside. We were likely to break this high before we break this wick low. That's what hidden bullish divergence tells you. Doesn't say everything's going to go crazy perfectly right now, all right? So I opened up a trade. Most of the world was in panic mode, right? I opened up a long, and I put out to the trading group. And you can see it. It's all documented. You can't change this. Today, it would say edited if I did edit it. Like, look, if I edit this, even if I delete the T and put DT, I believe, look, edited. You see what I mean? And it will say when, you know, but Tuesday, March 5th at 1 a.m., I put this out. Anyway, because I had such a good day, I'm going to open a super risky long on the 1 hour here. Had you done that with me, you'd be in the gains when you woke up this morning. So let's see what happened there. Now, they did one more dolphin dip, but I kept my stop loss here where most people would not have the guts to do that because I had a 3-to-1 risk ratio because I'm still going up for 73. You get it? So it gave me the parameters for the trade, and I took it. I will tell you, when I'm leverage trading, about, I'd say, 60 to 70% of the time, I do not hit my target. I take profits before I hit my target, you know, because I just leverage trading. Look how quick they can move price action. I lock in profits immediately, all right? So look, so boom, boom, boom. Now look, I'm watching the 7-minute 200 SMA too. And I'm watching the 1 minute, all right? As this is happening, I'm also watching the 1 minute. I got the 1 minute on one screen while I got the 7 minute on another. You see? And this is kind of what I'm doing. And what am I watching on the 1 minute? Well, I'm watching for a higher low. I'm watching for price to break back above the 200 SMA on the 1 minute time frame. I don't want to see price lose this yellow line. Once price got above there, I add to the trade a little bit too. You see? Now, if we lose this yellow line, it starts to negate my trade, and I start really, it may not happen. So I keep the 1 minute up on the screen while I'm watching the 7 minute, and I'm watching confirmations. I was up till 3 in the morning confirming that this trade was going to play out, and then I eventually had to let it go and play it, you know what I mean? We dolphin dip. They played the game, but what was interesting is the 7 minute kept staying low. Kept telling me that there was a likelihood of a move here on the 7 minute. You see how it stayed low here? And then, I said it's kind of weird, but that's a shoulder head and a right shoulder, even though the right shoulder was a dagger. And then this was an ascending triangle. See, flat up, flat top with the moving up. And so now, and then once we got here, I was like, once we break this 200 SMA, and boom. And we knew that if we got above the 200 that we were going to move. And then boom. And then this morning, when I woke up, okay. Sorry, I was about to take you through this. This morning, when I wake up, I'm wondering whether I should take profits in the trade or not. I'm up big when we get up to 68,000, right? Because I got in down on the low. So I draw this flag. And I'm watching the flag, and I give a trading group update to my group. And I say, it looks kind of like a descending triangle here. I said, but it is making a bit of a flag. I said, I wouldn't be surprised. I said, the 15-minute looks bearish, like it's going to dump on us. You see? And it did eventually dump, which is interesting. It was right, which is crazy, right? But the 15-minute we started up here, and it was curving to the downside, and it didn't look bullish at all to me. Looked like we were going to dump, like we were right here, you see? And I said to everybody, and so this is why having me in the group is just something, because the things I do are just really weird. I have to be honest. And I know, hey, he's talking about himself again, but it's an anomaly the way I trade, and it's really weird. I've never seen it, and we still hit the, And so price action is confusing today. When that happens, I shrink it down to the smaller time frames and square away the must-dos. Like, what are the key support resistances on the smaller time frames? For example, today I'm watching the 1 minute flag. This can squeeze the short, but, and I always have a typo because I type fast, right? Always a typo. I usually try to find them and switch them, but, if you don't like typos, I apologize. Squeeze the short, but we must break above 67.8. Watch this 1 minute flag for Bitcoin. All right. And so I'm watching the 1 minute flag. Target takes us to 68,887. Okay. And look, everything's overbought. It doesn't make sense, but the flag is intact. We're above the 200 SMA, right? The SMAs are good. And so next thing you know, I see someone say something, bang, the trade hit to the upside, out the flag perfectly. We didn't lose the 200. We did reset beautifully. I closed this, I went up $200. We went to 68.8. I closed it down at 196.77 on that 77 at 68,740. Locked in profits, nailed it. Look at the top. Well, that was the top. Buying in at the local area, selling the local top, nailing it. You would be in my trading group. You would understand these concepts. It would blow your mind. It would take you some time to get with me and figure this out. It's not going to happen overnight. Let's break down what's happening to Bitcoin right now. We have a heavy resistance that Bitcoin could not break back above here. Okay? This is okay. This makes sense for what I was looking at. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to, start fresh again. And remember, I got this flag. We nailed it. We got this flag. We nailed it if you were with me. I got this flag. We nailed it if you were with me. I called the bottom for Bitcoin all the way down on the weekly, right? I was there. You saw me. I bought $19,000 Bitcoin. No BS. I bought a whole Bitcoin in front of the world because I was sick of every other analyst doing great analysis, but never seeing them ever buy a dang Bitcoin. They were always like, here's the bottom. Here's the bottom. I bought some coins. I'm like, where? Yeah, let me see it. Show me the coin, man. So finally, and again, I know, out of fear, you're not supposed to boast, and I don't want the whole world to know I have Bitcoin, but I guess it's too late by now. I'm going to have to get armed guards. It is what it is, right? And I stay strapped, you know what I mean, with love at all times. But, this is interesting for Bitcoin, right? Could we crash all the way back down to 44,000? Wouldn't be the craziest thing in the world, right? Be a massive cup and handle. And it would make sense with Fibonacci-wise You'd come right to the golden pocket. You could wick to the 786. We'd get $34,000 Bitcoin. A lot of these coins would be on sale. It would be mass pain. Liquidation events all around the board. I mean, they usually don't make it this easy, right? So this is something that I'm starting to see is very, very possible for Bitcoin, all right? I want you to understand this idea. And again, I'm not a moon boy. I'm not a perma boy. I give you guys mind-bending ideas that I have, you know. Thank God you guys are with me, because who would I share all this stuff with? I'd be sitting here doing all this stuff alone, you know, brainstorming, working. But this looks highly likely. It's setting up beautifully. And then what we be looking for is the RSI to make a bearish div up here. Maybe we get one more pump out. It could be the bull trap. Everyone thinks all-time highs. They did it last time. They break the all-time high usually. Then they crush you. I've seen it happen so many. I'm not saying it's guaranteed. We could get a bounce there. There could be a beautiful bounce. And we'll be watching this. See the 7-minute and the 15-minute 200 SMA when we're right here. We'll lose them. Then we'll head to the 1 hour, and then the dump will occur. I will know how it happens because my indicators show me what happens when it happens. You get it? That's why I'm so dang accurate. So have no fear. I will be there, all right? We're going to get to the local price action in a second. I just got to finish this. I'm on a moving train right now in my brain, and I don't want to lose this concept that I'm on. The weekly getting high makes sense that this could happen. The RSI getting high, everything possible. You know, and again, I'm not a perma bear. I'm not a perma bull. I'm not telling you we're dumping for sure. And there's some key levels that we would have to hold, you know. Weekly support, 52,000. We now have really strong support at 60K, and we basically broke above this. We have support right here at 66,000 because we broke above that weekly high. And again, I take it one step at a time until this candle closes below this weekly high, right? These two candles right there, right? And we can see where this one actually opened, which is 65.5. Till we close below 65.5, I remain bullish, like, you know what I mean? I take it one step at a time. I just want to make that clear. But anyway, so you might want to screenshot this. This is something that makes sense to me. This will be more sustainable. Bitcoin goes higher if Bitcoin doesn't pump. You know, you don't want Bitcoin doing this because then it's going to do that. Okay? Then it has to come back to the 21. The further you get from the 21, eventually you have to come and pay the piper. Have to come back and pay the piper. You'd like to come up, go sideways, come up, go sideways, come up, and keep meeting the 21. The closer you stay to the 21, the more sustainable the rally. When you get very far away from a 21-day moving average, that rally is unsustainable. Things have to come back down. It doesn't make sense, okay? It doesn't make sense, all right? All right, moving forward. So this is just something that I didn't even think about yet. I did it as I was with you guys on the fly, but it does make sense, right? Now, again, we'll have to lose this level, that level. We'll take it one step at a time. But you screenshot this stuff. You keep it in the back of your mind. It's there for, you know, a later on idea. You know it's been done. You have it kind of documented. You don't go too crazy, okay? Bitcoin back at 67.2. Yeah, Bitcoin will recover fast. All these dips, it's a buy the dip season, my friends. If you're looking at a coin that you really like, there's something that you're going after. Every time Bitcoin takes a beating, it's time to buy the dip. Personally, you do whatever. I'm not a financial advisor. Nothing I say and do should be taken as financial advice. Please get yourself a financial advisor. Do your own due diligence before getting into any project, coin, or trade. Do you? Okay? All right. The stock market doesn't make sense. And look at where it's at. Exactly. Shout out to everybody here. If you want to join the trading group, get that insight that I gave you this morning and actually be able to trade it and make gains on it with me, hitting the targets, getting in and out, understanding local ways to trade, getting in and out, using moving averages to be expert, nailing it. I'm telling you right now, join the trading group, cryptolifer.com. Hit the link, go to the website. It takes you to my beautiful website here. You'll also be opted in to subscribe to our newsletter. I would greatly appreciate that. Consent and opt in with your email address. I give you 2 of those newsletters a week. They're going to blow your mind, filled with content, filled with amazingness. My consistency is my success, and I will teach you how to do it every single day. So keep coming back. I can't wait to see you there inside the trading group. God bless you all. Let's get back into BTC. So this is possible, you know, and we could even get a bigger move here, and it could end up being more of like a rising wedge. I'm open-minded to this too. You see? Might be something more, a little bit more aggressive like this. We get the all-time high, then we break back down, then we, But this is looking somewhat similar to me. And honestly, if Bitcoin coils up, oh my gosh, then we know we're in for some sauce. So like, TA usually tells me where everything is going. Everyone uses fib extensions, and I never had to. And it says $147,000 Bitcoin, right? December by 2026. It looks like that may take, it might be a little earlier. Timing is not of the essence when it comes to TA. We're not like, we know when things are about to happen because things are getting tight. You'll know in a 48 to 36 hour period, something has to bump. All right. So, so this is cool. I just wanted to put this out there. So let's take a look at the weekly. So as I said previously, and I will continue to say, unless we break below the area of 65,578, 65.6 area right here, we can't dump. So that's a hold, and then we lose that level, expect for us to drop to 60,400, right? Right now, that's not happening. Until 65.6 breaks, I remain bullish for Bitcoin, okay? It did hit a resistance, 69,000, right? It basically hit the all-time high by a couple $100. Even this morning, it looks like we hit it. What was the high here of the week? It was 60. We did hit the all-time high. Look, we hit 69,000. You can see it right there on Binance. And what was the high here? 69,000. So we did hit the all-time high. We double topped the all-time high, all right? It happened. That's a double top at the present moment in time. Double tops, Now, here's why it's not sustainable for the people that are like, yeah, because whenever you make an M pattern, all right, and I've learned this and I've backtested this, and the measured move is off of the actual numerical scale to a negative 39, it's not a probable pattern, right? If the pattern can't play out on numerical areas that you're actually living on, then you can't, so yes, people will double top you right here. But it's unlikely you're going to get the effects of a double top based on that idea. And I backtested that. That's a new age idea. Not many people have even thought about that process. That's okay. That's why I'm called Sammy Cup and Handy. I have my own, I researched some of the most famous physicists, the famous, scientists, and what they did is they did things differently than everybody else. Isaac Newton's stuff was completely different than the regular mathematicians at his time. They rejected him. They thought he was, they didn't like him. And because of things he was saying, were actually disproving things that they had sat and were like, think about it. You're getting known as the highest professor in a school. Everybody knows you. Everyone thinks you're the smartest guy in the room. And some guy comes out with another idea that challenges your idea, which doesn't make you look so smart anymore, which makes you lose your status in society. That wasn't cool for them. And so anytime there's a new age thinker, anytime there's a Sammy Cup and Handy, it doesn't sit well at the beginning. Eventually, people have to bow in respect, right? And pay homage to the new age thought process. But so anytime you have a new thought and someone kind of tells you, no, you don't get it. Remember, you're on the path to something great. Now you could be out of your mind. I get it. There's a thin line between genius and insanity. But need I digress. All right. I love y'all. Hit the wrong button. Anyway, shout out to the 1,728 people here on the live. 397 likes. Let's get those likes up to the watchers. I would greatly appreciate it. And thank you for not bombarding me with super chats right now as I get into this. That's a very nice thing for you all to do. Look, we called this flag too as well. I'm a simple guy, everybody. I trade flags when they come to the 21-day moving average, and I just trade the pole. It's really simple. Like, the simpler you keep this, the better. Look, all you had to know how to do was trade a double bottom and a freaking flag right there to make massive gains and an inverted head and shoulder. That's it. You had to know 3 patterns to make massive gains for Bitcoin. Isn't that crazy? And bullish divergence would have helped you get in. He said crazy right when I said that. That was weird, right? Anyway, I just break it down nice and simple so the average person who thinks this is over their head can understand technical analysis, and even people that are experts and do it all the time, like my sauce, jump on in today to the trading group. You're going to learn something new. Not only do you get massive gains, like boring that we put out last night, and we're going to go over the gains that we made. I don't even have time to go over all the gains. It's absolute insanity what happens in the trading group. Anyway, 65, and all we do is the basics. I keep to the fundamentals. I don't have 1,000 indicators. I mean, it looks, some people think it's a little messy, but I keep 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 indicators. I could use them anywhere for free, anytime, except for the VRVP, but most of them are all free indicators I can use on free sites. And give me 2 seconds, I can whip it up. I really only need the 21, the 200, the Stokes, and the RSI, and some patterns, and some support and resistance, and I can flip a switch, man, and show you how to get busy. And I can pull money out of any market, any day, any time. You know what I mean? I'm not going to win every single trade, but I'm going to be persistent, and I'm going to make sure I'm profitable. I've been profitable over time, and I can teach you how to become profitable. But you're going to have to want it so bad that you have to be profitable. Like, you're going to have to think that profitability is the only way. There's going to be no other option but profitability. You have to tell yourself, I will become a profitable trader or I will die trying. There'll be no other option for me. That's it. There can't be a plan B. Everyone's always like, oh, you don't make another plan B. There's plan A and that is it. Once you're making plan B, you're taking away from the ability to make plan A happen. And I tell that people all the time. See, everyone's like, oh, I got to budget and save my money. I'm like, no, you don't. You got to figure out how to make more businesses and make more money. The second you start budgeting and thinking about that, you've just taken your brain wakes up. Let's just say you have 100 brain points a day. Let's say your brain's made up of 100 brain points a day. You only have so many brain points a day to fill that brain point. Meaning, what are you thinking about that day? And how your brain controls your focus, your energy, and everything that you're pulling into your life, and your quantum field, and basically how you're attracting things into your life. That's your brain. So that's why you drink the lemon water. That's why you work out every day. That's why being optimal is keeping your brain in an optimal space and time is important. Okay? These are important concepts to live by. So the second you say, I'm going to start budgeting, I'm going to start, you just took a portion of your brain away from production, from going forward. You're going backward now because a budget, you know what I mean? I'm not saying you can't say, you do have to learn how to save money and how to budget at the beginning of your stage. When you get your first job in life, you got to learn how to save. I'm teaching my daughter how to save. She gets little tasks around the house, we pay her. She does little things. The other day, I asked her where her savings. She says she didn't have it. She kept buying. I saw she had $30 yesterday. I said, you got to go put $10 into your safe and put it away. She said, but I said, it doesn't matter what you want. I said, you always have to be saving. If you can't save money, you're useless. And all you're going to have is excuses. Saving money was the beginning of how I got where I'm at. That's how it starts. Then you got to learn how to then you learn how to keep money. Then you learn how to grow money. And then you get to the next stages of money. And there should be an evolution in your relationship with money throughout your life. It shouldn't just be the same relationship. Some people keep the same relationship with money they had when they were 20 years old. They're 50 years old. Just say they go to work, they get a paycheck. You should be changing your relationship with money. It should be evolving. You should be understanding how to use it, how to make it work for you. It's a tool. It's an energy you can harness. Anyway, let's get back into the charts. But, this is all about trading. And this is all about mindset. So it really is not, I'm not taking away from what I'm talking about here on the channel every single day. Anyway, so look, 65,600. We must break back above it right now because everyone's waiting on the hot trade right now. And what coin to buy? Is your mind in the right place? Are you doing the right things for focus and discipline? What are you going to do with the money when you get it? Are you going to lose it immediately or do you know how to grow it? Do you have a diversified plan of basically maybe how to bring in some cash flow once you make millions of dollars? And again, I'm not a financial advisor. Nothing I say and do should be taken as financial advice, but these are the questions you should be asking yourself if you want to get into trading, because trading is great and you could make a lot of money, but you could also mishandle it very, very easily if you don't have the focus and the discipline. That's what I bring to the trading group. That's what I bring to the live stream. That's why I'm here every single day without a day off, to show you the intensity of discipline and focus, and you can bring it to a level you never thought possible. You can really pierce the veil of focus and discipline, and you can get it to a level you never even thought you can get to. You can achieve just like you think your level of greatness is here. It's really here, here, and here, and here. And it's like it's off the charts. That's why they say off the charts. My dad used to say it's off the charts. All these funny sayings people used to say, they come back to you, and you remember, oh, that's why they used to say that. Anyway, unbelievable. So look, resistance right here. We double topped. We did hit. It says the wick says it hit. We hit 69. See, there it is, the high. See, open, high, low, and close up here. If you hover on the candle, 69,000 even. Funny that Bitcoin is 69, right? There's a lot of jokers out here in the game, right? Let's take a look here on the 5-day chart. Again, getting away from the 21-day moving average. Unsustainable. It was straight candles to the upside for 10 days. I don't know how we don't have a pullback. I've been saying it for days. All right. The daily, away from the 21, finally getting a tweezer top. You know when the daily gets a tweezer top. Right there, right there, right there, right there. That's the beginning of some type of downside. I've been saying this for days now. I don't see how the daily does not go back to this 21-day moving average and get a nice little pullback. I see the daily coming down to this 21. Now, we might not go low. We might go sideways, like so. And we could even go in an uptrend. We could be so bullish, which it makes sense before the halving, that we make an upward trending flag. At one point, the stochastics will reset. This is highly likely going to happen because I've been watching price action on thousands of assets around the world, and I've sat here for hours a day on Bitcoin. You guys have watched me for since February of 2021. We started this live stream before that. Even before that, we were live streaming, but we started the everyday play, right? I did Monday through Friday, but I took the weekends off. Then one day I did a weekend day, and then I don't know what happened. And next thing you know, I was like, hey, it's the guy that never takes a day off. Next thing you know, a year went by, 2 years went by. And now I'm caught in this, hey, he's the guy that never takes a day off, you know? So now hey, guess who I am? I'm the guy that never takes a day off now, right? Hey, that's what I did. I pigeonholed myself. Now I got to be that guy, right? Kind of a, and I'm the guy that if I didn't pressure myself into that position, I don't think I ever would have taken it. You know what I mean? So like, it's the only way it would have worked. if I like forced myself to be in that position, like it's the only way. 67,330 for Bitcoin, getting the bounce back up from that low area. We do have to get back into low price action, but today I'm just on fire, feeling the love, feeling the energy. Really wanted to mentor you guys, get you in the right state of mind because, these are the days, man. And I want you all to be rich, wealthy, beautiful people that change the world. And I want you to have the right mindset, live in love. And, if you live in love, love is the strongest frequency. You cannot be denied. So this is what I'm seeing for Bitcoin. One of these two things, and whatever happens, the 21-day moving average has to come into play. Could Bitcoin continue to pump here and drag the 21 with it? It very well may, but it's very, very unlikely. All right? Just like today, look, even you look at this example. This is just like the daily. Every time frame reacts the same. That's what people don't realize. You can learn from the 4-hour to the daily to the 1 minute even. When we pumped up here on this is like the 5-minute chart. We got too high. Where do we have to come back? To the 21 right there. We even whipped to it, you can see. It's a reoccurring process over and over that you're going to see many, many, many times, okay? So here we go. You can see this movement. And so I'm waiting, it's just very likely, especially if we close a red candle today, it will be in with the resistance at 69,000 at the top. And then you're going to see everyone saying the double top. What's great about it too is it's going to get everyone to make a short, right? They're all going to short the double top because they're so smart and they're so bearish and they're already building shorts right now. I guarantee there's already a bunch of people with a bunch of stops up here. This is going to be so special, everyone. If they didn't double top it, it would be the worst thing they did, right? If me and you were the market makers, we got all the money, why would we just keep going up? Think about it. We can't, there's less liquidity, number one. And we probably can't go up. What if we want 100 million Bitcoin? We could probably only go up to 100 million. What if we want 150 million? We could only get 100 million, right? I'm just saying, whatever it is. Yeah. Can't get up there. Just any number is an example of large quantity. And so what would we do? If me and you were running this game, we would double top it. Why? Because we would want all the shorts to open up here. We wouldn't just rip the price up. That would be the dumbest move ever because we would lose our advantage to gain liquidity. You know what I'm saying? Like the double top would be perfect. And then we would bring the price down a little bit. Get them into nice, get them to thinking that this is a double top. Maybe even wick. We'd have to do some type of a bear trap. We'd wick down to some kind of scary area just to make, let's load up. More people would load up. And then we would reverse the price all the way to 70, 90, 80,000. And we'd rock these boys. That's what I would do if I was in charge, wouldn't you? So you have to remember, they're going to do what makes them the most money and what gets them the most liquidity. It's simple. Some of the stuff is simple too, and you can look at it. You can watch it. Look, they dumped the price down. Look at all the shorter. Once they found the divergence and they realized they kind of got as much as they could, they went after all the shorts that were sitting here. There was people that were waiting on shorts that just waited too long. There's always arrogant people in trading. Remember, bulls make money, bears make money, pigs get slaughtered. There's always a pig hanging out, man. I'm telling you. Someone who thinks they could get a little more, or someone who's just, The 4 hour just crossing this dotted line is interesting, but okay, so back to the daily. If the daily closes, red today, and again, I'm not saying we're 100% bearish. Like, we could even trend upwards here, and this could all, but whatever happens, it feels like the 21 does have to come into play. However, we do end up interacting with that 21. You can draw a local fib here, and you could say, hey, there's that 786 that lines up with the 62. I'd draw a bigger fib here, but it's unlikely we come back down to 54,000 at this present moment in time. We'd have to break this $62,000 area, right? We so far did bounce off support too as well, that weekly, the 65.5 area, 65.578 that I have looked at, which is a weekly support. We wicked right to weekly support. So this is what, now we move to the 4 hour time frame. And you can see what I like about the 4 hour now. And I delete these projections because they're in the way now and they're messy. Again, those are projections. There's no guarantee any of that is happening at all for Bitcoin. All right. And now let's show you what I had drawn earlier today. So I kind of had this like this, and I actually was like, you know what? It makes sense if they dump this price from the top of the channel. And the 15-minute just said, hey, I'm not, it doesn't look sustainable here, right? So now this is what we're looking at. The smart move is just now, every time I've longed a flag, I'm up like on 80% of them, right? Almost 90% of the flags have played out. So it's smart for me to continue to trade the flags by probability. You get it? It's been playing out. So if I were to take this trade here on the 15-minute and I would lose it, it would be okay because it would make sense to me because this has been playing out. So look, I just told you that the daily could be setting up for a pullback, right? And it looks likely and highly probable. But I always have to tell myself I have no idea what price action is going to do. No clue at all. All right. I do want to look for some bearish divergence. I see some. This is swinging to the downside here. While this is swinging to the upside. And again, bearish divergence had us getting the pullback to the downside here. Hit the like button if you like this show, if you like education, if you like what's happening, if you like being empowered, if you believe you could become a billionaire in this world, put a 333 in the comment section. If you believe you could become a multimillionaire or a billionaire, put a 333 in the comment section. I want to know how many people think they can go to the upside, baby. Should you hold on to SHIB? I keep SHIB just in a heart. I just keep SHIB stocked away. I don't touch it. Yeah. Look at all these people that believe they're going to become multimillionaires. You believe in yourselves. You can, you will. You are the best. Empower yourself. This is the stream that's going to build people up. This is the stream that's going to build amazing people, man. I'm excited that God gave me this ability. And thank you, dear Lord, for every single moment you've given me. And if you're not religious, it's okay. God bless you and your family and everything that you're doing. May you find your way in this life. As long as you love others, you live in love, and you want the world to be in a better place, to me, that's the most beautiful religion. I am a billionaire. This guy, why? Dwyer's Handgun. We have a billionaire in the live stream? That's amazing, dude. I would like to sit with you. Could you email me and teach me the way, man? No lie. If you're truly a billionaire, please email me. I would like to sit with you and just, I met 2 billionaires personally in my life. One I was close to. His dad started Merrill Lynch, Jimmy Sherman, back in the day, from Briarcliff Manor. Had these dudes from big money, man. On one of the richest streets in New York, in the state of New York. Anyway, so here, I'm looking at this, I'm looking at this trend line here. If this trend line holds, we bounce back to the upside, right? And again, remember, that's this weird thing that I got going on where it's like the falling wedge, where they break the wedge, break back in, but then it just breaks right back to the upside. They wicked it here right off look how they use this exact wick. They know other people are playing on the wick. I'm not the only one that's on this trend line right now. You see? Apps and all these bots make all these trend lines too. You have to remember that. I'm a human bot, so I can see it all, right? Thank you, God. Shout out to Maui Homestead. I'm blessed with my wife, children, and gains, baby. I wasn't religious before I found this group around episode 100. God is great. That's amazing. This group turned him religious. That's insane. Or spiritual. I don't even, I'm a Bitcoin at heart. I'm a billionaire at heart. Yeah. So if Bitcoin can break to the upside here, right? So we're looking for the 7-minute. Someone said live scalping. Just be patient, man. Everything happens when it's supposed to. Just listen for once. Stop being so antsy. Did your mother ever told you to take a chill pill? Hey, chill out over here. My cousin Vinny, eh? I'm trying to ascertain here how the car got from over here to over there. There's two things inside of the thing. All right, my name's Joe Pesci, eh? There's two guys over here in a car. I'm trying to figure out how many times, eh? Hey. You're better than the bots. I had to leave religion to find God. I never let my schooling interfere with my education. Amen. So look, see the falling wedge break that to the upside, right? It suggests that it can still break to the upside. Now we're at a crucial area. You lose this point of control, which is 66,660. You're likely going to fall back down and double bottom here and test this wick and these lows at this resistance point. However, you wicked up pretty nicely. You've got a higher low. You've made a slight higher high. So here's a high, there's a low, there's a higher high, there's a higher low. That's technically an uptrend. What I'm looking at here is a possible long on the 7-minute time frame. Let's take a look at the 5 and the 1 and see what they're doing. Okay. So they wicked this down. Now this looks a lot like this, right? See this set here? Looks similar. This is just a smaller version almost of the same set, right? The inverted head and shoulder with the right shoulder that was too big. You see? It's funny, but it's interesting. I always see like microcosms and patterns. All right. So look, we have a local major resistance here for Bitcoin. If you can't get back above 67,388, expect more downside. Period. And I know you've never seen this before. Continuing the trend, even though they broke it and brought it back inside. You could even say this is your another falling wedge here. See that? Two falling wedges. Falling wedges do break up 68% of the time. I know it seems like we're going to dump. It's improbable that we're going to pump. There's a lot of fear in the market right now. It's interesting when we're at such a high point. We could be right at all-time highs and they could still induce a lot of fear, which I find very interesting. So we want to see if there's a bullish divergence now on this 1-minute time frame. And you can see right here, there's some slight bullish div in a way because this is flat while this trend's down. Tells you we could get a breakout, and you got almost a bit of a double bottom, but it is a lower low. So here's the deal. I wouldn't personally long Bitcoin. I mean, an aggressive entry would be right now. Extremely aggressive. You'd be going off the idea that this was the liquidation low. All right. Hey, BOOKMAP, which has links in the description below. It is a beautiful, beautiful program that shows us where liquidity is set, right? And you can see there's just really no liquidity below us anymore. No one has the guts to get in on the lows. Okay, there's a little bit. I spoke too soon. We got 66,000. We got 65. We got some liquidity there. 65,000, 66. All right, not too far away right there. But the big red, the biggest red area, which doesn't always get hit. It's not a guarantee. But the biggest red area is 69,000 and about $70,000 for Bitcoin. All right, so those are going to be the key areas that we're going to be watching closely for BTC. All right, stop spamming. I'm going to put you on timeout for spamming. All right, just for 10 minutes so you learn, but just don't do it. 10-minute timeout. All right, please don't spam, man. All right. Okay, so here, and look, I'm quicker than the mods, man. Nah, I love my mods though. But I'm hyperactive all over. So look, 66,770 for Bitcoin. Happy that I sold out of that long, right? Sold my PEPE too. PEPE should be coming down a little bit. Yeah, And I usually sell at a pretty good time, right? And but again, it's not, selling is not easy. You have to turn it into a habit, right? Short SHIB made me money. And I kept saying that optimism was about to pump. Did it pump? It was on my radar as the hot coin of the day, right? And there it goes. We call this pump up for optimism. You know why? Tight moving averages, high volume node, inside of ascending triangle, low stochastics, lack of MACD, and then this was coming up, lack of sell pressure on the MACD. My indicators are so amazing, and I've back tested them for now to the point almost maybe more than in the top 10% of human beings that do TA in the world. I feel like I'm in there because I've spent thousands of hours, I don't know if anyone's even live streamed as many times consecutively as I have on technical analysis, right? I may hold some type of world record. I don't know. You guys could verify it for me. And again, I'm sorry I'm talking about myself again. But I'm just going over the fact of what I want to be is an example of repetition. That's all. Forget me and take my personality out of it, who I am. It's an example of repetition. But that's how we were able to find the gain today on optimism. Look at there, 16% while Bitcoin's struggling. And I put this out to the trading group because I could tell that it was likely going to make a move to the upside. And it's in price discovery now, and this thing could continue. I see 644 for optimism. And a lot of these coins just don't care about Bitcoin right now. They really just don't. So look, see, this is like a shoulder, a head and a shoulder. This is kind of an M. It's an M pattern right there. You see it? M's break to the downside. I should have given you the short in time. Today's show's a little different than every show, right? Not every show should be exactly the same. But look, I also talk about this when you lose the 200 SMA on the 1 minute time frame. I always go over losing the 200. When you gain the 200, you open up a beautiful long. Look at that. Stop loss on the other side. I can't tell you how many times your stop won't get hit if you enter a trade on the other. And what I like about it is your risk reward ratio is ridiculous. So like say I was going to trade this falling wedge, which I was in early. I basically traded it, but I got in a little earlier. But once we got above this 200 SMA, someone could enter this trade. And this is what's a beautiful, with a stop loss literally right here. You can put your stop loss right there, 13-1. So say it didn't go right and you did get hit off and you lost it. You'd lose like a tiny bit of money. So let's say it was $100. You'd lose 0.14%, right? You wouldn't even lose $1, right? You lose 14 cents. So then you did it again, 14 cents, 14 cents, 14 cents. Say 10 times you did it. And then one time you hit the trade, right? So you'd win $1.70 of $100. And you basically, the point is, if you won this trade 3 out of 10 times, all right, 7 times you'd be at 7 times 14 cents, which is 28 cents, right? 770 and 98 cents. Sorry, 98 cents. 28 plus 70. Sorry, but again, 98 cents. And if you won it 3 times, you'd be up $1.77 times 3. All right, so that's $3. 7 is 21. Another is 21. 320, 342 is it? No, because it's a tenth on the 21. 342.1. Right? 342.1. Anyway, I took Adam and AVAX long after TA. Just took gains, posting it to the group. Thank you, Sammy. Bang, 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 dude. Blessings on blessings. So, interesting enough. So, now Bitcoin's slumping to the downside. So, let's see what I see happening for Bitcoin now. Sorry. So, I've done enough projections. We've talked about enough stuff. Let's get rid of the moving average for a second. Let's get in to see if I can pop out a live trade here. Granted, I already won a live trade in front of my trading group this morning. I posted the gain and you can see it. I got out, in and out, surgically. So, kind of an Adam and Eve double top, no? Right? Which we know break to the downside, but that's an M pattern. Okay? And see, this is kind of an angle you don't want to lose here, so let's get rid of all this. And bear with me, we're going to work through this all. Shout out to the 1,900 people here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate everyone who jumped on in here. My name is Sam Price. I've been trading for 15 years. Many different markets, from the Toronto Stock Exchange all the way to Bitcoin. I got into Bitcoin and knew about it when it was $350. Started researching it, understanding what it did. All right, so let's look at this now. I'm just going to agree to all this flag stuff for now and take a look. So we did have a kind of a, sorry. BTC, USD. So we had a nice pattern forming here. There was a chance that was going to hold, right? Did not. Once you lose that area, now you got yourself in a bit of an M here. bit of a pickle. All right. M's break to the downside 68% of the time. Tells me that this could be our next target here at 62.60 for Bitcoin. Remember, that weekly support is 65.8. We lose that, we're likely going to tussle with 65,000. That's a double top. There's strong bearish divergence on that 1 hour. Look at that. Did not see that yet. Bang. That would have been a perfect short entry right there, honestly. Bearish div right there, and even called out by this indicator, right? Swing up to swing up with swing down right there. Bearish divergence. Not a good sign. Likely Bitcoin's going to drop all the way down to the target, 62,570. That is the, 68% chance based on these M pattern. That's what you're going to see. Okay. Not saying it's guaranteed to happen. I'm just saying this is what likely is going to happen. Now, how do we figure out where we're going to go? We go to smaller time frames now. Once you lose the 7-minute 200 SMA, you drop to the 15-minute 200 SMA. Once you lose the 15-minute 200 SMA, you drop to the 30 200 SMA. So we're coming down here to 63,000 very likely. Why am I not jumping in a short immediately? Well, because I didn't have it planned out perfectly. I was doing my live stream and teaching you guys something. And so, it's not always about my live trading. Sometimes it's about what I'm teaching and what I'm going over. All right. It's amazing that they're going to revisit this wick because on that jump back to the upside, and it's crazy. I sold this exact top earlier this morning. Not the exact, like 68, 740. But thank God I did. I sold 68.7. Look, close price right there. And I did not open up another trade. I almost did, but I did not. And now, look, we got liquidity waiting for us. It's $64,000 for Bitcoin. And look, this is the weekly. Remember, this is the weekly support that I drew. This is where the weekly candles, those 2 weekly candles, have closed, right? So if we can bounce off this area, we can possibly double bottom. We can even break back inside this pattern on a wick. There's a chance we wick back inside this pattern. This is a bear trap. All right. Right now, the 15-minute 200 SMA is the battle point. Look, that's why I use the 200 SMA, and that's why I use it in succession. When I leave the 7, I'm looking for us to drop to the 15. When I leave the 15, it's the 30, then the 1 hour, and then it's like a flip book, and I move through the moving averages. It's a beautiful way to trade. They're beautiful targets. You'll see stops will go right to them. Especially dumps, they'll go right to the 200 SMA. Boom. Look else I want you to pay attention to here. It's a pretty big fair value gap there too as well. All right. Hey, chat, Crypto Life, I wanted to thank you for showing up all the way. We could all need some of your stamina. Keep up the great show, and God bless your family. Thank you so much, Alan Ace, man. Shout out to Robert Jackson. I want to wait for Solana to drop to 15 for the peak, and then I can get back in. Smells like panic sellers. I hope for them. They don't FOMO when in price discovery. What's good, my brother? Crazy times. Moving back to Boston next month. Funny, I'm going to be moving to Sarasota. We're going to be crossing paths again. Dude said the most likely to bump up to 68K. Shout out to Drew Duel. Just learn, man. Trading is like chess. Okay? He's funny. He said it was likely to go up. Yes, because a second ago, the probability was this way because we didn't have an M pattern. You see what I'm saying? He doesn't get it, right? We weren't in an M pattern a second ago. We were in a flag. The flag had a probability to the upside, right? Anyway, we were here. Now we made an M with a double top. If we had bounced from here, the probability would have changed because the pattern isn't the same. You don't understand that because you haven't been trading long enough. So a beginner will always be like, yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. So, but we'll help you. We could just shun you, but we're going to be nice to you. But anyway. So once we lose this 200 SMA on the 15, we're likely, now how do you figure that out? You go to the 1 and you start drawing flags. I have a solution for all this. Sometimes I need the 30-second and the 5-second because it's just, you don't get enough info. And it's funny because Master Friend said if Monday was good, Tuesday was going to suck. So, we're going to have nightly sessions, man, every night, man, because I love this. I love how we go over this stuff. So, look, this looks like it's good. And look, now the stochastics are high, and that's going to dump on you. And your target takes you down to 68,000, 63,833, right? That's like a likely dump coming. Now I can switch back to the 15, see that I'm going to lose the 200 SMA, and then now I know I'm going to the 30. And that lines up with the target of the 1 minute. So then I can tell that my next area of interest to take profits on if I'm going to trade a short is 63,833. And then I always know the 8s are important areas too. Okay? So I knew this was going to come to the downside. Because I play stochastics and they're very accurate. And the 30-second chart was spot on. It told me we were going to dump. All right. It wicked. It looks, we're going to come to my target because it's very likely we come to the 200 SMA. A chance we get some divergence. Look, we got a little bit of divvy here. Then you're looking for divergence. And eventually, the only way this ends is with a shoulder, a head, and some type of right shoulder that makes a bit of an ascending triangle, and it will make it also, we know how they reverse price, and then it makes a cup and handle. You'll pull your fib, and it usually does a 786 fib retracement on the right side. This is the money printer strategy, and then we get in here and ride it up. Again, they pull price away from the 200 SMA. They bounce it right back up to the 200 SMA. Key areas of support and resistance to look at, right? Now, divergence is only as strong as your support or resistance. So I know this is messy. If you've watched me, we've done this on my channel hundreds and hundreds of times. We've watched price reverse from these moments. Now, when I was an old trader, I would just be watching red candles freaking out right now. You come to this channel to stay relaxed. I've been through every dump you've seen. I stay calm as a cucumber. Okay? Nice and easy, baby. You know, I sold my PEPE, and now I'm looking at PEPE dump. I'm feeling pretty good about it. You see? So, I could buy it back cheaper now if I wanted to. I got to wait for the patience now and see what's happening. But I'll be honest, when I saw this daily this far away from the 21-day moving average, that's coming down, baby. Now your tweezer topping. That's a tweezer top. That's a very well-known pattern to get out. 6330 on the 33, baby. So I wasn't going to sit there and watch my PEPE bags balloon and then not get out of PEPE. All right. Babe, are you here? I just thought I saw someone walk by me. That's creepy. Ever happened to you? Probably just light fixtures and movements. Anyway, so, and again, I could have made a live short. I did not. I wasn't prepared for it at the moment. It did happen pretty fast. If I jumped in, it would have been an emotional jump in on trying to FOMO to show you guys I was the greatest. And right now, yesterday was an amazing trading day for me. I made massive gains trading leverage. And I don't feel the need to just rush my money back into the market right now. And last night, I made one of the riskiest trades of my life, and I got out in the morning. You know what I mean? Like, I got into a ballsy trade last night in that dip. And all based off of technical analysis. Like, I didn't do anything that I shouldn't have been doing, but hey, I had to still pull off the trade, right? It wasn't easy. So, and I was up till 3 a.m. I might want to rest my brain a little bit, right? I might not want to, and that's something you have to learn too. You're going to trade, you're going to get overtired, over anxious. A lot's going to be coming your way. You're going to just be like, you're going to want so much. And that's when you're going to crash. And that's when you can make some really bad decisions and lose some of the biggest gains you've made and put yourself either back in a hole or just lose some of the gains that you've just really pushed yourself to get. And that is defeating. And that hurts as a trader. I've been through it all, everybody. The sleepless nights, the pain, the negative self-talk. I've done it all. An expert is simply just someone who's made every mistake in a narrow field. Niels Bohr, right? So remember these concepts that I teach you, everyone. So look, the next target is 62,575. We did break that weekly support, 65.6, 65.5, right? We'd have to get back above it to remain bullish. So now you watch this flag, right? And then my strategy with the 200 SMAs. It's such an amazing strategy. So now we want to see if you can get back above the 15-minute 200 SMA, there's hope. If not, no way. All right. Now that this 15-minute candle closes below it, what one can do is open up a short with a stop right here. The odds of this short winning are very high. Now, it doesn't mean it's going to win. There's a very likely chance you could get hit off. But the odds that you win the short are high, and you don't have to risk a lot based off the idea. All right? I could take it, let me see here. See right there too, my strategy when you lose the 200 SMA, that's time to short. When you gain it, it's time to long. If you use that, I almost don't want to say it out loud because I have so many people here, because it's such a simple way to trade. And I make so much money doing it. Now, I wish I had showed you guys how to do it right now and open up the short, but I wasn't in a perfect state of mind. You know, I'm a little tired today. Whatever my excuse, no excuses. I should have opened up the short and nailed it for you guys. Shoulder, head, and shoulder. You know, I could always be better. I could always do more. Every time I end the stream, I think of something that I could have done more, could have done better at. You know what I do see now after the fact? Look, the reverse Adam and Eve. The reverse Adam and Eve. You know, 4-hour falling wedge could be forming on Bitcoin. I didn't sell and gave up big gains. Good lesson. Charts never lie. Produce. You missed my point. That was my end pattern until the price dump. Same to short Bitcoin, but I guess it's how you make. I mean, you gotta. I don't like shorting Bitcoin personally, right? I don't. But I do whatever the charts tell me I got to do, right? You know what I mean? So look, the 15-minute. Here's the deal here. If we are bearish, so I'd look for the 4-hour to be with some bearishness. 1 hour, they're both pretty low. You know? And we seem to be bouncing. Our next support is pretty strong at 63.8. You see that? And then we're right on support right now. Let me get rid of that line I made. I just do this in my own little world too. That is support right there where we're hitting, right? You can see it's a bubble. But price is likely going to drop down here. You're looking for your target at this point of control, 62,123. That's what you're looking for, the target. So we ape in here and we take a look at the 15. 15-minute is about to close a candle below the 200 SMA. You trade this just like we trade a long. No different, right? I look for some support or resistance very close to the 200. Right there, we have resistance. That could become an SR flip the other way. Here's another one right here. Could I be that? If I could be that high, it might be nice. And remember, we want to get to that 30. Even the 1 hour may happen, but do they have the 30 here? Yep. Oh, and there it goes. I'm missing out right now. When they short fast, baby. See? It's almost in this now. Let me show you. Nope. Let me get rid of this. You got to move fast, Sammy. And see, I'm not calling longs, right? I didn't wake up and say, hey, let's long this. You didn't see me open up a long. I immediately saw caution because we lost the 200 SMA on the 1 minute time frame, which is how I trade. And once that happened, I knew no go. No go. Now the Stokes are pointing up and want to bend on you. The divergence did not play out. And now you have another resistance at 65,386. If you can't get back above this, expect more downside. Length of the pole is our measured move. We may have a nice short on our hands here, all the way down to 62,260. So let me work back here. So there would be our target, the 30-minute 200 SMA. We're likely to even go lower if it continues to break. Our entry could be right now because this, you know. But yeah, see, to me, it's not a 3-to-1. We'd have to get a deeper. We'd have to get to that 1 hour. We'd have to get to the 1 hour. We'd have to get the 61,000. We'd have to break all this support here, which we could. It is some bearish divvy now. Some good short music, huh? So now I got a 3-to-1 risk-reward ratio. So let me go to the 1 minute now and find the flag. You see? I believe it's dangerous to short Bitcoin right now. I'm not a fan of it, personally. My instincts tell me to be very wary shorting it. But the TA, that's also, it could be a little bit of emotions talking, and I can't hear those. The TA says we dump. Is there a strong divergence? Really, no, I don't see it. So let's just say if I was going to take this short, what it would look like. I'd like to see us get closer. Now, if we flip this, then it's no good. But the closer you get to it, the better your odds are of getting, because now you got a 5-to-1 risk-reward ratio. But if it flips this, then it could easily, I wouldn't be surprised if we V-shape recovery back inside the pattern. You know what I mean? You're very oversold here now. I'd be very wary shorting Bitcoin. Like normally, if this was like the last few weeks before we had this crazy, I'd take that short every day, but not right now. You kind of have the money printer here. This is divergence because this is flatter than that. You get it? It's a concept of divergence that's hard to understand, but this is somewhat flatter than that. Because this is somewhat flatter than that, even though they both trend down, it's what's called a Class C divergence. If Bitcoin can flip 65,925, it can then attempt to get back inside the pattern. If it rolls over here, it's no good. Kind of had an inverted, slanted inverted, right? Let's see on the 30. Nah, it was just a mess though. Really was a descending triangle that they just popped back to the upside. Just playing games, really. And oversold. But it does resemble the liquidations that we watch all the time. Get back to the 15. It's all about if the 15-minute gets back above the 200. See, it did. So good. This is, if this can happen, then that can save the day. All right. That saves the day. And then there's this idea here. It's like you're in this falling wedge here. And this wedge will break right back up. And you will V-shape recovery right back up. Remember, the whole world wishes they bought Bitcoin. And so, and then this could be grayscale selling, right? Possibly. And then the other ETFs just jump back in. Oh, there's my chance to get in again. We did lose a key level. So Bitcoin has to get back above this yellow line, 65,900, 66,000 to remain bullish, right? So. I will tell you now too, man, and this is like something I've been watching now, and someone pointed it out to me, and he's spot on, is the miners seem to sell off 2 days before Bitcoin. Let's go over this concept, and let's kind of juxtapose this idea, all right? Let's put these two screens together. Let's look at Mara on one side on the daily. Let's look at Bitcoin on the daily, all right? Let's look at some of Bitcoin's dumps, right? Here's Bitcoin's dump right here, okay? Let's see if they dump the exact same day. Bitcoin would dump, and you notice Bitcoin would just kind of go up and then come back down, and they both had sideways days. Mara would have a bigger dump though, right? You see what I'm saying? It would have a little bigger of a red candle, and then the next day Bitcoin would have the bigger candle, and Mara would be further down. See, like Mara would be further down in its dump. Now they act pretty normal though. There again though, look, Mara starts to dump, but Bitcoin pumps. See, there they were all inversely correlated, right? Bitcoin's pumping while Mara's dumping. But it's like they are a mining company, I just don't want to see them just get, this is a double top. If that breaks back down, then you kind of got this. You really want to see this trend line stay in somewhat intact here for Mara. But then let's break it down to, so yesterday they sold hard, right? But Bitcoin was green, and now we have a red day for Bitcoin. It's just interesting. I'm not saying it's guaranteed, but it looks, it's kind of interesting. Like I'll see a sell-off, and then the next day, Bitcoin does tend to dump the next day. Seems to be somewhat of a leading indicator. Not every time, but something's brewing there. And again, some days you don't have a perfect edge. You know what I mean? Like some days I'll look at the price action and it won't be that easy for me to see. And I won't be like, oh, I'm spot on. You know what I mean? That's going to happen too. There's days where you're going to be spot on. I show up some days and I'm like, that's a flag. I'm in. Let's go. And we hit it. And I walk away. It's like, dude, this guy is. It's like 4 or 5 days a month. Sometimes less. Sometimes, you know. But on average, 4 days a month I've found where price actions got, you know. And that's when you just look at whenever you. That's what I told my students today. Whenever you can't understand price action or you feel confused, that's when you just go to the local idea. Like at the end of the day, look, you're making a flag. There's your pole, okay? Bang. And you're high on the stochastics. You can't get back above 65,960. If you can't break 65,960, expect more downside. Pretty simple to me, right? So if I saw Bitcoin break back above this, make some type of flag, maybe I would take, maybe, you know, I have an idea to take a look. Shoulder, head, kind of shoulder. Maybe I take a long. You see? But if I see Bitcoin hit this, then hit this and bearishly retest, it's likely going to dump to the downside, right? So this area will even give me an indication of what's likely going to happen. And if I get really close to here and these stokes are triple topped and starting to curve, then it's likely we're going to dump. But if we kind of get up here and then we do this and I see the stokes come all the way back down and curve, it's likely we're going to pump out of this thing. So I watched the pattern and price action, and it basically gives me a pretty good indication of what's going to happen. Bitcoin's already back up $1,200. It's funny now, $1,000 for Bitcoin is just you know, it's business as usual. What's interesting too is I've seen this before is like kind of a shoulder, a head, and a right shoulder. And it does resemble the money printer with the move back to the 200 SMA. What happens now is you lose the 21, you see, you usually get back above it. And look, there is the kind of cup and handle that we wanted. There's the cup. There's the handle. Now you want to get the reversal. It's likely you get the reversal to the 200 SMA. That's where you sell a partial. If you get above the 200 SMA, the trade usually continues to the upside. It might hit the 200 SMA, reject. That's where it makes this right shoulder. Then it gets above there, and then that's the pump. And that's how you get the, you know, inverted head and shoulder breaks out as you get above the 200 SMA. I've seen this play out many, many times in my life. Again, this will make the ascending triangle, which will then have a 50-50 shot, and then you'll have your next measured move. And you'll be able to figure out where price is going due to all these ideas. And that's how you can get to 71,000 if that's what's going to happen, right? Bitcoin price action can't do whatever it wants. It moves, you know, geographically or algorithmically through the motions, okay? Bit of a double bottom there too. Look at that. Beautiful double bottom for Bitcoin off of 64,850, all right? So now what I see, now that I have this confirmed divergence and we're seeming to break above the resistance, we don't need this right now. I can look at the another time frame like the 15 and see how are we defending that 200 pretty nicely, right? Now there's a chance here you could open up a long right here with a stop loss below this wick and get this flag to the upside. So this is something I might take. So look, we'll delete my old work. I'm on the 15-minute here. And again, very high risk. I don't know why the volume's above me, but that's fine. The 200 SMA is an amazing time, you know, it can defend price action, right? Whenever you bounce off it like that, it's likely you're going to hold. And the Stokes bouncing, no real bullish div there yet, though. It doesn't give me a lot of faith. But what it does, you can be really close to it. All right. And the idea, what we're looking for is, I mean, you had this beautiful pattern, right? So you'd like to break back. You'd like to get back inside here. You'd like this to be a bear trap, and you'd like to get back inside this pattern. Now, you may just be coming up for a bearish retest. You'd be looking to take some profit or just to really watch your trade when you get to 67,004 and you come back to this trend line if we do take this long. Before I take the long, I really want to look at the smaller time frames, though. Yeah, see, right now, the 1 minute's in a rising wedge. It wants to break to the downside. That's likely to dump back down here, right? So if I were to take the long, I'd have to wait for these Stokes to reset on the 1 minute time frame. All right. T on MATIC, please. Thank you, Coach. Thankful for everyone, everything you do. Big dog. Shout out to Stanford Mindco LLC. Thank you for the $9.99 super chat. God bless you and everyone. Thank you for all the super chats you've been sending my way. The super chats have been absolutely amazing. You people have been really, really, like, I can't believe it. So blessings on blessings for everyone in my life. I really appreciate it. Okay. Now, there are times where I'm just going to trust this 200 on the 15. Nothing else. But it depends on, like, how, it's that there are some type of instinctual, you don't trade on feeling, but there's some instinctual moves you take. Like, some days you just trade, like, one day I'll look at the price and I'll just trade the 8-hour time frame. I can't explain why or what I'm doing. Look at the 777s. Look at them. Views, 7777. I'm telling you, they're always around. It's insanity. It is insane. Shout out to the 2,278 people here on the live. 728 likes. Let's get those likes up to 1,000. I would appreciate 1,000 people liking this video every day. That is blessings on blessings. And I apologize for not taking a live trade. I feel like I always should. Put my guts on the line every single time I'm out here, right? And I still may. We're not done yet, right? It's not over to the chubby. And you can't even say that anymore. You know? Can't even say that. So here, this is a trade sometimes I take no pattern needed. Right? And what do I mean by that is I just trade the SMA. I mean, that is a falling wedge, but again, the smaller time frames have me weary. So what I do is when I'm going to take these trades, I'm watching the 1 minute on one screen and I'm watching, the 15 minute on another. I'm making sure that the smaller time frame is going to get back above this resistance, right? Get back above 66,000, break out of this ascending triangle, pump up towards that 200 SMA, and then it gives me more faith that I can take the trade on the 15. I'm giving you my sauce, man. I shouldn't even be telling you guys this stuff. It's crazy how many people I'm telling this stuff to. But honestly, it takes a lot of time to master. So even if I'm giving you the sauce, you really got to hold this 200 SMA on the 15 if you want to stay bullish. It's all about, see how we're hovering the yellow line? It's not a coincidence. I've told you about this yellow line. You think it's a weird that Sam talks about the yellow lines all the time. Well, he turned his yellow, but he talks about the 200 MAs all the time. And you think it's a coincidence that we're sitting right here on the 15 minute on it? And I told you we were going to go to it, but when we lost it on the 7 and the 5, that's where we were going. How did I know where price was going to stop immediately? I could tell you where price will stop during a dump. All right? Then I'll show you how it revisits the move, how it continues, why it will continue, where it's going, and the likelihood of it going there. TA will teach you all of this. Look, ascending triangles are 50-50 patterns. They're not edge patterns. And honestly, whatever the Stokes say, I take. So if this is here and the Stokes are pointing down, I trade it to the downside. Now you know that the 15 minute isn't holding. Doesn't make you want to take that long yet. You see? If this bounces back up and we hold, then it's like, now it's very bold. You take the long right now, you have guts of steel. You're a wild man. You take the long right now, you are an absolute wild man, right? As I take the long. No, because you're going against confirmation here. You're basically praying that they do revisit back above this 200 SMA. Now there seems to be some support here on this 200. There's a battle right here. There's a lot of people that think, hey, it's worth buying into Bitcoin here on this 200. Target would be 69,730. Let me just see here. Is Sammy taking a long or a short? Stop below the wick, which is 64,598. Let's see here. 12x leverage. I'd like to be a little higher than that. I was playing small ball last night because I didn't want to, And wow, I can risk, $100 for $400. I mean, again, if I lose 10 of these trades, if I lose 7 of these trades, I lose $700. If I lose 3 of them, I win $1,200. So it behooves me to be risky. And I win more of the trades than I lose. So it's like, you know what? But I'm not getting the confirmation yet. And then I'm going to switch back to my 1 minute time frame. You see? Now the Stokes have reset. If the Stokes reset and we don't do this high, then that likely was our low for the day. This likely was our Tuesday low. Okay. I said this last Tuesday, we were spot on. I see this shoulder, head and shoulder though. Let me look at my 30-second. Yeah, that's kind of head and shouldery. But you know what? There was the head and shoulder there. Let me show you. And then you could say that it broke the neckline and hit the target already. Technically, or got pretty close to it. Shoulder, head, right shoulder. See that? On the 30-second. Everything works. It's crazy. Like nothing just does whatever it wants. Like everything works. Some days I'm channeled, some days I'm not. It depends. I feel super lucid today. When I get a lack of sleep, I tend to do like, my streams are like really good. I don't know what it is. It's really strange. I see this is a shoulder, head, and a right shoulder still though. Struggling. You can even see it here in the stochastics. We got a Sammy Cup in handy. We got a 786. Golden pocket retracement. Bang. And we pump up to the 200. Mind you, the bigger time frames say that we need to come down. Right? And so you got to keep that in mind too. Here's the smart concept. Don't open a long until you see Bitcoin break above this and then make a flag on like the 5 or the 1 minute. If flags above here, you're likely going to get the move up because you broke above this key resistance. And look, this trend line. This trend line is also a key resistance area. All right. I'm just taking the way the moving average is for you here. And you can see I still haven't made my trade. I don't just jump into trades. Even if I'm alone right now, I do this a lot. And I'll be going back to different screens, looking, checking. And then eventually when everything feels, complete, I'll take that trade. It's amazing how we're battling this 200 SMA, isn't it? Unbelievable. And psychological support of resistance, 65.5. A lot of people are, stuck on that 65.5. Binance says we're at 65.360, already getting more of a dump. Okay, if the TA is accurate that everyone wants it, should be making money, right? Shout out to everybody here on the live. Alt started to pump. Right? Culture is too big to be bearish. Oh, yeah. Like, guys, you all know I just put 100 grand into Solana. Like, let's get real. You know that, right? Like, you could look at my public posts. I just put $100,000 into Solana at $1.09. All right? And I don't have to say that, but I did, right? And I'm super bullish on Solana continuing to bust, to boom. I see it in this flag on the 1 minute. It broke out, came back inside, but I mean, Solana's above the 200 SMA. Oversold in the 200. It's all about these 200 SMAs. You start losing those, then I'll change my tune. So look, there's the cup and handle right there for Bitcoin. I'm in there like swimwear. I'm going to trade that cup and handle to the upside. All right. So now that I know there's the cup and handle, I'll take the trade. Okay. Let's see what happens. And I got low stochastics in the 15. Look, the fastest cup of coffee you ever made, up $5 in 2 seconds. But it was up $5 in a half a second. I don't know how that was possible, but. And again, I'm not risking a lot in the trade. If I lose 109. If I gain 446. If I get above a key area, I can add to the trade. All right. Let's take a look at what happened to this. So this cup and handle needs to play out for Sammy to win the trade. All right. Let's make this really clear. I don't win 100% of my trades. If you're just watching and I lose the trade, it doesn't mean that I'm the worst trader in the world. It means that I lost the trade. Okay. Sammy never fails with those cup and handles. You never know, man. Delta Die. When you press the buy and sell button, it's all on you. This is an educational channel. Nothing is financial advice. Big letters at the bottom. Yeah, you can put your big boy pants on, man. If you're not ready to put your big boy pants on, then I don't know what to tell you, man. We don't pee sitting down here, us men. You know what I mean? Anyway, God bless everybody here. And God bless the women who do pee sitting down. I love women. I have a twin sister. I have 3. I'm going to have my 3rd daughter. I have an older sister. I spent a lot of time with my sisters and my mom all the time together. I have so much respect for women. I think I have more respect for women than most men. That's why my trading group, I don't allow like gifts when things get a little, like when dudes are making jokes that are like, I think a little just, I don't know, distasteful. I always check it and say, hey, that's not what we want here in the group. It's not for learning purposes, Anyway, let's see what happens here. My entry was 6,600. It's weird how the the price is way off on Binance than it is here on these perpetuals on MEXC, right? Like I'm getting 500 on Binance. You see? I'm getting the perpetual way different here on MEXC. We're like $70 off. But again, I'm in a pretty good probable area, and most people wouldn't see these things that I'm seeing, right? So I'm not trading with the herd. It's probably unlikely. But anything is possible, right? And again, I had the balls to make the live trade. A lot of people wouldn't even have made a live trade. You know how many times I've done a live trade in front of 2,000 people? People like to run their mouth. They wouldn't do half the things I've done. They couldn't do half the things I've done. They wouldn't be able to. Anyway, if I told you the things I've really done in my life, you'd get so jealous and pissed off if you were a hater anyway. And again, we have all lovers here in the chart. It's all awesome people here. I don't know why I always get like defensive when I don't need to be. All right. And honestly, I'm not really a fan of like, the price action doesn't look amazing today. And the bigger time frames are against us too. If I win this trade, I'm attempting to scalp it. There it goes. Look. Oh. Losing the POC right there. Usually means we're going to head lower. And again, we're going to be losing that 15-minute too. This is why I just sit with nothing on the chart and I just watch this. And again, if this candle closes below it, which will be in 49 seconds, what if they can rip it back above it? 41 seconds, this candle will close. I even said I wasn't going to see. You guys pressure me into trading sometimes, but it's like social pressure, right? It's peer pressure. You guys made me do it. No. I pressed the buy button. Well, look, now we're going to get that candle closing below 18 seconds. That's bearish to me. 12 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. See, when I open a candle below, now this candle opens immediately green, which is weird. We got to get back above this 200 SMA. Or the trade ain't happening. Now, normally this would be my indication to short, right? We're hoping for one of these little divots. But hope can only get you so far when you're trading, all right? My life is on the line every day I come out here. But shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for being here. Shout out to the 2,350 people here. I think it's our biggest stream ever in the history of the live. God bless you all for being here. If you teach you to play football, that means you're going to be Jerry Rice, Tom Brady. You're funny, man. If it's a pork, I'll break out of the time frame 4 hour. It'll go down around 59.6. Where's your stop for the trade? The stop's at 64.598. We're the wick. I took the wick, see? If we get above this 200 SMA, we're gonna moon. We're going to moon. And it's gonna be a huge pump. It's all about the 1 minute cup and handle. Can the cup and handle save the day? It's a little deeper than I wanted to be. Way too deep. It broke the angle. The angle should be like this. See, that's a weird angle. 1, 2. There's a higher low. Come on, baby. You got low stochastics with the bullish divvy. It's all setting up for the move, man. Come on, man. I'm positioned here. Go short those squeeze those shorts, man. And look, we got a bar of liquidity right here at 65.9. Let's go, baby. Let's go. Oh, the tension. They're toying with me right now. And again, I only have $100 in this trade. It's not like I'm going to lose so much. But, I like to win every single time, man. Right? On KuCoin, it says we did not break the all-time high. Well, it didn't say we broke it either. It says we tapped it. 69,000, right? Which I was pretty sure that was the all-time high, 69, right? Now, my indicators do say that there's a likelihood of a short now because we can't get back above this yellow line unless we can get above here. 12 minutes for this next candle to close. This candle closes below the yellow line. I'm likely just going to tap out. Man. Anyway, let's get off of this for a second. Let's jump into a super chat. The tension is just too much. I can't take it. On Mexi, last all-time high was 68,999. Thank you for saying that. Yesterday was the highest daily candle close. Yeah, exactly. The candles never closed below that. Yeah, there's the dump now, too. Look at that. Oh, no. Yeah, now you're below the 200 SMA. No good. That tells me we should go lower now to the 30-minute 200 SMA. And there you go. You're losing the sauce. Unless we double bottom here, it's a wrap. 64,960 now for Bitcoin. And if we lose that low, then that's not the reversal, right? And look at the 1 hour. The 1 hour is in bad shape. The 4 hours says it may try to bounce. This is crazy what it's doing here near this 200 SMA. Someone's trying to figure out how many people they want to liquidate. They're like going back and forth here, right? They're like playing games. And they're moving the price of Bitcoin by like $200 a second now. This trade is killing me. Oh my gosh. I can't take it anymore. I can't. Come on, baby. Now remember, I already won one of my trades today, you know. And we made massive gains yesterday. Like massive gains. So like we should be able to take the day off and ride off into the sunset. Chat is so quick to fall, they knew to expect a healthy retracement. Whoever bought at the high should be buying this dip. Amen. Take a deep breath, brother. Shout out to Drew C, man. We love you. Bitcoin playing with the emotions. Yeah, no emotions needed, man. You're either going to hit the trade or you're not. Leave it alone. We're either going to get stopped out or we're going to win the trade. Let's walk away. You don't even need to care about it. Possible double bottom here now. You got this bullish div coming out on the you know, it's interesting. There's your double bottom at $65,000, which is a key area too. You think a lot of people would load up on. If we get a dip, I'm going to buy a 65K. You know, how many people would say that? Seems like everybody you know would say that, right? All right. Sol doing well. You know, I put 100 grand into Atom, or $95,000 into Atom as well. I'm afraid to look. Oh, I'm above my buy. Unbelievable. And honestly, I'm looking at this 4 hour for Atom, and it looks like it's going to pump hard. It's like in a rising wedge, and I see 14 coming. So it says that Bitcoin's going to go sideways or slowly to the upside because a lot of these look like they could pump pretty nice. All right. Dump it, dump it, dump is coming. Break 64, says my man. Yikes. 64,970. Oh, wow. We pumped hard. We pumped hard. Look at that. We pumped hard just there. Should have entered at 65,000 and re-entered the trade. It's a pretty good sign that we're going to revisit that 200 SMA. People are going to get rocked, man. We double bottom possibly. It's kind of elongated cup and handle. I didn't expect to see 64.5 that fast. We were just at 64.9 like in a second ago. Let the short. Let's go lower. These shorts will get trapped. Exactly. 100%, man. I would only scalp short. I would not open up a big short position for Bitcoin. Worst thing you could be doing. Look, now we're at 64.5. I'm about to be in the money. I can't believe I'm not in the money, though. I can't believe. Dang, see, that was the entry there, but that would have been a ballsy entry. Like, that goes against some of my thesis there, so. I tried to get in right when we stayed above that 200 SMA, and now I'm still hovering with this idea. And again, everyone thinks like I'm at a 38x leverage, but I know my risk, everybody, and I only have $250 in the trade. But I could still win $446 if I hit my target, or I could lose $100. See, it's really about what you're risking. Been in a quant long for 2 months. Yeah, that's like watching paint dry, man. God bless you for doing that, though. Someone needs to be in a quant long. I'm just saying, you know. Good for you, though. No, I mean, hey, at least you're honest about your pain. Nah, but quant's a great project. I believe it does well over time. I have to be honest, right? Like, so many things outperformed it. We got to be honest about it. That's all. I'm nice enough to kind of show you here what's on token metrics. What do we see? What do we got trending here? Harry Potter, Inu, Dog with Hat, Dex Check, and Maga. All trending today. And so, look, a resistance here again. Can't seem to get back above this area. Look, low, high. When the Stokes get high again, we can't seem to make our move. It's one of those trades, you'll close it and it'll rip. I like the 15-minute low right now. And the stochastics on the 15. And I like that bounce we just got off of 65 back above. And remember that weekly support of resistance is 65.6. Like, we get back above that, we're holding it. So we could look below it. It would be nice if we could stay above it, though. Yeah, Harry Potter Inu, man. It really was trending. Yeah, you heard it first. That's an old coin, man. We've known about that coin for a long time. Let's take a look at the DXY. Because we have to. It looks like I may have bought the bottom of the day today. I may have bought that daily bottom. There's a chance. With a lot of fear in the market, people bugging out. Did we get any break in the fear? Can you give us something? Nothing? You push us to 90, extreme greed, no fear at all? I feel a little bit of fear. I don't feel 90 greed. I do feel I guess I feel it with like PEPE and these memes. They're kind of crazy, right? And Bitcoin, you can't even trust it. It can move 2 seconds in a second here. It's already at 65,200 in 2 seconds. Look at this thing. And look, now the Stokes are high. It's going to dump on you. I don't like that. We needed to get high. See, when the Stokes reset, you want to be above the other high. If you can't get above the high when the Stokes reset, it's not a good look for your trade if you're in a long. And I'm doing the opposite of my strategy. It says open is short on the other side of the 200 SMA. I'm trying to front run the punch back, which I started doing it only once I perfected this strategy. I started front running the pop above. It made me a good amount of money a few times. When the Stokes were low, I front run the idea that we were going to break above it. Because once we got above it, there would be a huge pump. And sometimes it would happen so quickly. So I'm trying to front run that idea. Michael Saylor to the rescue. I mean, that guy just keeps getting notes and keep buying more Bitcoin. Unbelievable what he's been doing. So the DXY comes back from the dead and is in a little bit of a flag here above its 200 SMA. That looks like a little pump is coming here for the DXY. See that? Not a good look for my trade unless they pump together. It says, hey, we're about to get a move here for the DXY. See, the DXY got the reversal. There's your kind of cup and handle. And it got above the 200 SMA here. Let's take a look at what's happening to the DXY. If you've been watching me for a long time, all right, I go over the DXY almost every day. Shoulder, head. We want this right shoulder to continue to the downside. Key idea, right? All right. Free on greed index has been wrong big time. Super chats, Caspa, BTC, YFI on the 5-day, MATIC, and Gorilla. We'll take a look at those super chats. Thank you for the super chats, TA and deep dives. If you want me to go over a coin, everybody, you can send us a super chat. Let's talk about the fan funding right now. Shout out to Stanford Mindco LLC. Thank you for the $9.99. TA and MATIC, please. Thank you, Coach. Thankful for everyone and everything you do, big dog. God bless you, man. Shout out to Drew C. Take a deep breath, brother. Shout out to Drew. We love you. Thank you. Brian Hartzig for the 333-77333. Thank you so much. I got to heart that up. And Bunsonator, cyber attack happening as we speak. Check your Gorilla token, please, lifer. Okay. And thank you, Sam, for the best TA I've ever heard since my journey into crypto began in 2018. I truly learned a lot from you. What are your thoughts on the YFI chart on the daily and the 5-day? Wow. Can you check Gorilla, please? And CAS BTC on the weekly. When is a good spot to sell Bitcoin for Caspa? Thank you. TA is the best. Shout out to Minsky. And Fire for the Music from Badri84. And all you people that really gave, we really appreciate you guys. $40 in chat revenue. Unbelievable. We had a $500 super chat yesterday that was unbelievable. That's been coming in actually the last 4 or 5 days straight. Shout out to Michael Pa. We love you. We appreciate you, Michael. And we thank you for your constant support and love. And thank you. It's just amazing. Blessings on blessings. All right. Every day I wake up and Caspa is still at a good price. You know. Funny. Cyber attack is extremely bullish for crypto. Stop spamming, somebody said. Funny, my internet went down last night. I don't know why. I'm on Verizon. My internet has never gone. It's gone down one other time. I've only had to reroute my router one time. Reset my router one time. And last night Bitcoin's crashing. I do a Bitcoin update to keep the group, tell the group, hey, this is what I see happening. Take deep breath. And as I'm about to post it, I can't get it up. And maybe Bitcoin keeps crashing, and then I lose the internet. I'm on my phone like, what the? It was the weirdest thing in the world. All right. It's just weird, right? The two things happening at the same time. It's just how the universe works, though. I always expect that. So the DXY, look, see how this is like a shoulder, a head, a right shoulder? This is a rising wedge that broke down. And then you retested this area. I want to see the rollover. All right. 1 hour is actually pointing down here. Okay. Wants to roll over too. Our daily just reached into the realms of the darkness. Look, shoulder, head, kind of right shoulder. I don't want to see it ever get back above that 103.96 level. I just don't. Sad to say. And yeah, okay, it looks all right, like it's going to roll over. 15-minute looks to be rolling over like it broke out of this flag. It fell out of it. Now it wants to bearishly retest that area and continue to roll to the downside. So this is a good sign for Bitcoin. It's a good sign that we could see some move here for Bitcoin. If this continues, I want to see this flag break to the downside. There's your target. And then that will complete that bigger idea. Remember the bigger the bigger head and shoulder pattern. Shoulder, head, and right shoulder there. Bitcoin dumped, and then Facebook had shut down real quick. Had people freaking out. Bears are scaring everyone today. I love those bears, man. The more bears we have, the more liquidity we have to the upside. Everybody, we're getting that pump, baby. We're getting that pump. Once we get above the 200 SMA, the 15 minutes is going to skyrocket, and we're low on the 200 SMA. It looks like I may likely have pulled off a win here, but you never know. The probability is starting to really run in my favor. I'm getting very close to my entry here. I could have ripped it the other way had I doubled down. Things are looking pretty nice. We may have caught this reversal, everybody. They tried to get us again, but that was the higher low. We should be able to pump up to the 200 SMA now. Look, shoulder, head, kind of a right shoulder. There's your little flag, too, that just broke out. Little flag breakout on the one, You broke the first little resistance right here. You had to break back above 65.4. You're playing with it now. Overbought on the Stokes. No follow through. But look, most people are watching a dump. They have no idea what's happening. I'm like dissecting the market on the 1 minute chart, like inside of a freaking high leverage trade. Like I'm like eating a piece of prosciutto over here. You know what I mean? Like calm as a cucumber. No sweat, right? And again, the market hasn't really moved in the last, unless you scalped like with 100x leverage on these tiny time frames. Wasn't like there was an amazing trade in the last hour to be had, right? Broke 5-minute downtrend and we wick to the fib level below. On that low, up we go. Hi, what happens? Anything could happen. We're just waiting on this. But we're still getting rejected by the 200 SMA on the 15. You got to get back above that to remain bullish. We got to. All right, let's take a look at these super chats, everybody. Thank you for jumping on in. We got TA on MATIC. Thank you for everybody. Let's take a look at MATIC. I haven't done MATIC in a while. I own some MATIC, by the way. I keep it on a wallet there over here. So I see MATIC in a giant Adam and Eve double bottom, number one. See that? And a double bottom clearly off 51, which is beautiful. And it's only doubled. Of all the coins that have mooned, and every coin's going to moon. Like, you'll see MATIC eventually go to $3. You're like, man, it's 6x. I could have 6x my money on MATIC. And it's like, the lagging coins are the best because they're the ones that are the least risky. You know, I loved I always played lagging coins. Not always, but it's something I figured out after the first rally I was in. Because why? What does that mean? Well, the whole market rallies. Everything goes out of control. And you FOMO, and you're like, oh my God. And then there's these few coins that really just, they kind of went sideways. So they had a couple rallies. Like MATIC had a nice little pump, but it was 25%, right? 114, 76 to 114. So you're like, okay. But you know there's liquidity. You know it's got a working coin. You know it has a really good ecosystem. So what's up with MATIC? You're like, all right, well, so you have two, I'd love to see MATIC come back down. If you can get MATIC back there at the bottom of the pattern, this would be glorious, right? But I just see if MATIC 87, anything from 80 to $1 right now is a steal for MATIC, in my humble opinion. It's an absolute steal. Battling here, look, we still got the liquidity above us too at 65.6 and 65.8. Although we have this lower level here at 64.5, which they could grab. But the bigger and most red is 65,600 for Bitcoin. All right. What's interesting, let's see, did MATIC break above resistance here? So it did, and now it's testing. It's doing a retest. So isn't that interesting? If MATIC breaks back inside this pattern, look for it to scoop it up at 80, 87 at the bottom of the channel, right? But if MATIC somehow, for whatever reason, decides it's not going to ever go back below 106, look for a flag on the 4-hour or the daily. The daily's overbought, though, and says it's coming back down. The moving average is a little far apart. I'd love if MATIC comes back down to 80. If it does that, but no matter what it does, I say, 8, 9, 10 weeks from now, you start to see MATIC at least break 157 and head all the way up to this bigger target that I have at 295 for MATIC. So that's what I see happening for MATIC. And I think MATIC breaks this all-time high and goes to I believe MATIC can get to $10. I could see it 10xing from here. It's just got too big of an ecosystem, too much going on for it. Too many people that are into it. All right. And yeah, now you're slumping over here. Look at this. I mean, now you're descending triangle. Look at that. That's a wrap. Really no hope for that long. Yeah, it's a wrap. I'm about to be out. I'm going to cut it off for now. If we get back above it, I'll get back in. You see what I mean? And I lose $50. Such a nice, I love small losses, man. I made a boatload of money already today. I love small losses. They're the best things you could do, want to show you is if it's applicable in your area and you could trade it, trade MEXC. I'm telling you right now, so easy. The user experience are so simple and awesome. I love the UI, right? 0 spot maker taker fees, okay? 0% future maker fee, and this is a 1% taker fee. You will have such an ease getting in and out. Trading will be so much fun. You'll absolutely love it. So check it out. MEXC is the place to be. All right. Shout out to the channel sponsor, I Trust Capital. And we really don't have many channel sponsors. We don't need them because I love who we have. But I like I Trust Capital because it's a long-term investment strategy. They're super, super careful about the way they store customers' funds. You have access to Bitcoin instead of an ETF. You can actually get your Bitcoin back at the end of it in like kind. You don't have to get dollars. You really can't do much of that. And then you can buy and sell inside of a Roth IRA. I mean, it's tax-free. So, possibly a triple bottom here, though, right? They usually never do this. They usually make 2-3 higher lows in a row. It's a descending triangle nonetheless, which breaks down 68% of the time. It's a bearish pattern. You would expect this, actually, I'd say 80 to 90% of the time this pattern dumps. You would expect 63,580 for Bitcoin. Do we have any liquidity there on BOOKMAP? Right there at 64.5. Yep, 63 actually. Thank you to the 99 group for all the gains lately. Shout out to Jacob Sheets, man. Shout out to everybody here. Yeah, earlier today, or last night, I put out the Boring Dow, right? Boring Dow was in a beautiful cup and handle. And again, you can see the things that I do. It's the same stuff over and over again, right? But it's boring. Boring Dow here on MEXC. And wow, this thing just continued, huh? Oh my God. On a wick, it went up 177% gains. That's just insane. I put it out last night. I just saw this cup and handle. You know what I mean? Now, they dolphin dipped it a little bit. That's what they like to do. They dolphin dip it where people would put a stop loss. What I tell people is start putting some entries where your stop losses would be. So amazing, right? And wait for price to get above the 200 SMA. Make entries above the 200 SMA, and it's they can't stop you below. You get stopped out below the 200 SMA. So if you make your trades above the, no one does that. So if you make trades above the 200 SMA, you gain an edge. Okay, and look, I got out of that trade at a perfect time. I would have lost way more money. See, that's what I love about TA, to keep you. You may not have to jump into the short every time. Like, I didn't jump into the short immediately, right? Oh, boo-hoo, right? I'm not the greatest thing since sliced bread because I didn't short the market the second I got out of a long after making, not 6 grand trading leverage lot yesterday. So it's like, it's okay. You know what I mean? And remember, too, don't feel the pressure to do things. Ooh, Adam getting the dump now. Looks like everything's going to take a bit of a move down now. The daily is a bit high on all these coins. Adam back down possibly to 1073. It's a possibility. The daily needs to come and revisit these 21-day moving averages. Almost every coin in the game. And I don't know why I was shifted for the long. See, I told you these break down 90% of the time. What's called the descending triangle. Whenever I see the descending triangle, it dumps. I guess I almost never have shown a descending triangle on my live stream that hasn't dumped. Now you have another divvy, but it's not the best. Right? And you lost that weekly area of support or resistance, which is good. This is helping the daily reset. We need the daily to reset, everybody. The daily was too high. So, target coming, 63,005. Well, I didn't open up the perfect short right there and make gains. All right. And what goes up must come down. Nothing goes up forever, everybody. There always is a correction. And it's crazy because these corrections are pretty hard because we're at 65.9, so you're dropping $5,000 already, right? But these altcoins aren't taking hits as bad as Bitcoin is, right? So now, look, I want to look at Sol BTC. You can see Sol really holding up against Bitcoin pretty nicely. Looks like it may drop, though the daily doesn't look good, but it's in a cup and handle here. May dip a little bit, probably bounces right back up, but Sol looking nice against Bitcoin. On the 3-day chart, Sol Bitcoin looks absolutely beautiful. So it says, hey, this is a good time to sell Bitcoin into Solana right now. That's what it's telling you. You do whatever makes you happy, but this is saying this is a good time to sell Bitcoin into Solana. You asked about Caspa Bitcoin. Let's take a look. I only got it on CoinX for whatever reason. Okay, so Caspa beat up on Bitcoin 2 times now, but then Bitcoin took center stage and Caspa got sold off. 3-day is coming back down. So I feel like you lost a trend line here, right? You'd want to get it, but you got a wick. So I'd like to see us get back inside this pattern. See this? But if you get the bounce, if Caspa bounces back in here and gets tight, and you get some insight from this type of chart, right? It tells you, but yeah, and then Caspa will beat up on Bitcoin. So watch the chart like so. And again, you don't even have to get the bounce. You can get this and get the secondary. If that happens, that would be the perfect place. So Caspa Bitcoin looks like it's setting up pretty nicely. I'll put an alert on this. Thank you for bringing that to our radar, man. Super awesome person there on the stream. And again, descending triangles break down 90% of the time. And there's the target. It hit exactly 63,579 to the downside. Know why I execute the short perfectly. I'll be honest, I'm on a lack of sleep too. So just nailing the TA for you guys and doing my analysis thing is just the best I'm doing right now, right? And I don't like to overtrade. Yesterday was a great day of trading. I don't need to be in a trade every 5 seconds just to prove a point of who I am, what I'm doing. I got to remind myself I'd have nothing to prove. All right. So here we go again, though. Now see how we made this flag? We were able to figure out where price action was going. And we wanted that cup and handle. We did not. We got a little bit of a pump. We got the 65.5, but that was it, right? And look, we didn't risk a lot to take a shot. Had we got above that 200 SMA, price action could have absolutely skyrocketed. You'd be surprised. All right. So now look, you need a shoulder, a head and a right shoulder now to break back above this. The same story, more the same thing going on now. We're just back to the same concepts, same ideas. And now you want to see, do you have a divergence? I mean, now you kind of have a divvy here that goes pretty long, and you're oversold on the Stokes. But again, look, when you lost that 200 SMA on the 15, that was your indication that more pain would be coming. And right there, you lost it, and we were gone, right? And I knew that, so I was out, okay? So again, you could trade the short. I want you to understand that there's many times I've done what you just saw, and then we skyrocket up above it. And it could happen. You never know. And I trade the fact that I know nothing but the fact of my own ignorance. See, a lot of other traders think, oh, I know it. I'm the smart guy. I get it. I don't do that, man. My dad was super humble. My mom was super humble. They always reminded me to be humble. They really did. And yeah, I have a big mouth. I talk a lot. And, yeah, I love myself, right? It's obvious, right? But I think if you don't love yourself, you can't love other people, man. You know what I mean? So I'm not bashful about, being happy about my life, right? That's how you create a great life. You gotta love your life, right? If you love your life, you can build on it. If you don't love your house that you live in and you treat it like garbage, are you gonna make it nice? No. But if you love your house, if you think it's great, if you appreciate it, you're probably gonna have a really big, beautiful home for people to come to. Same idea with your body. Your body is your temple, man. You gotta love yourself if you want to better yourself. And if you better yourself, you can better other people. Like as a father of a family, if you don't live in love with yourself, then how do you live in love with others? It starts at home, right? Everything starts at home. And look, this don't may continue. They may want to get this over with pretty fast. Just get this daily DAC down to that 200 SMA. All right. But still, if you're in the trading group, I put out this call, boring Dow. Thing is out of control. What happened to it? Look at this thing. It just never stopped. I can't believe that. That's crazy. And I found that little move. 64,220. Bitcoin getting a little bit of a bounce here. I would watch this flag. But again, eventually you will try to get the bounce back up to the 200 SMA. A divergence should occur. You have major resistance now at 65,995, 66K. And you got a divergence here. Look, bounce. I mean, previous support of resistance. You got to break back above 64,876 to remain bullish. Super important. Hi, babe.
I almost scared you because I didn't let you
I know, but you said Sam really loud upstairs.
Yeah.
So I was unawares that you were kind of like.
Nice. That shirt looks nice on you.
You like my shirt?
Yeah, and the pockets good.
Right?
Very hip.
One button. You want me?
You're going out to Miami tonight.
Hey, baby.
Hey, are you gonna be done soon? You have a
I'm
meeting
done.
at 12:30. Can you be done by 12:30?
Yes. Meeting after meeting. Everybody wants to have a meeting. I'm just, nah. All right, everybody, and thank you so much for being here. Shout out to the 2,259 people here on the live. Can we get to 1,000 likes? I'd greatly appreciate it, everyone. Just a few more people hit that 1,000 like button. I appreciate it. 15 of you hanging out. And we can end this beautiful stream. All right. I did not make the perfect trade. I did not nail it. But I did give you guys exactly where price action was going to go, right? We nailed it. Able to figure out that rising, that descending triangle was going to dump to the downside. We saw the target was going to be 63,600. We nailed it. Shout out to the 1,037 likes here on the live. Thank you, everyone. Everybody, if you want to join more, if you like more of what's happening, if you want to be with me all night, if you like my boring Dow call that blasted to the upside for 176% gains while Bitcoin was dumping, you might want to join the trading group and understand the concepts. Like right there, boring Dow. I just want to find out, show you kind of what it looks like when we put things out too. I'll give you just a quick update. You can see what I put out to the group. And not every single trade I put out is going to play out. Like, let's be honest, all right? I've never been that guy and I never claimed to be. But I will teach you some of the most amazing concepts that have the highest probability that you've ever seen. And if you stick with it and you go with it over time, man, I post a lot, huh? Wow. What the heck is the ticker to this thing? I'm just going to have to look at the ticker. Boring. It's so boring too, which is funny, right? Why did I put out boring Dow? Because I thought Elon Musk, babe, this is why I put out boring Dow.
You have a meeting.
You know, right here, watching boring Dow on 3-3 and a cup and handle. 1 hour's a little overbought, but the daily and the 4 hour can move. And because memes were pumping and Elon Musk has the boring company.
All of that.
So I thought, like, you know what I mean? Like boring, like, you know what I mean? So that's why someone made the coin. It's got to be some meme, some Elon meme. Yeah, so I was like, you know what? This is going to pump. And it did. Like, so crazy how that concept plays out, right? Shout out to everybody here on the live. If you want to learn how to trade leverage and get down, right? Jump on into Master Friends. I got another guy in my trading group that loves to teach, man. He is a very passionate teacher. Let him show you the ropes of how he trades leverage. It's amazing. He taught me a lot. What I really like his concepts that he helps me understand is how the daily time frame works, when London opens, when Asia opens, just understanding when liquidity comes into the market based on when markets open. Think about it. These big banks, everyone has to operate, just like you have to breathe. And so banks have to put money into the market. Whether they're short or long, they have to use the market. All right? And so there's times where there's money coming into the market, period, right? Anyway, jump on it today. You will love this. It is an extra $300, but if you're already in my group and you want more, check it out. Hit the link or the QR code below. All right. I also teach class the last Saturday of every month. All right. And I will be teaching class the last Saturday of this month. We had our biggest class yet. It's all my awesome concepts that you'll absolutely love. I'm telling you right now, it'll blow your mind. Let me put it up here now since I moved that. But come on into class. Hit the QR codes. They make it really easy just to jump on in. All right. And join the trading group right up there. You can hit the QR code too as well. We make it super easy. CryptoLifer.com. And price action in a bit of a standstill right now. But, you know, I'd just be making another bearish flag here that likely wants to continue to the downside. We're in a bear trend. The trend's your friend until it's not. You can trade this smaller trend all day long until it reverses. Right now, it's a downtrend. So it says that you could open up another short and likely get paid and go down to 62,621. All right. I may even just enter a short right now after all this and just get one more little piece. But everybody, I love you. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for being here. Hold on. I think there's some super chats I didn't finish. Right? Hold on. I got to finish the super chats. I forgot. I always finish the super chats. I attempt to do them every single time, no matter what. All right. Thoughts on SEI and TIA? I mean, everything's going to pull back at one point. I like SEI as a project. I think it's really hot. I think it's amazing. I think it'd do numbers. If it continues to hold this trend line, I see it bouncing up and consolidating. 193 is the target. Even if it dipped down here and hit 62, even if it dipped all the way down to 29, I still see it reversing and eventually getting back to 193. Those would be just great areas to buy in. I like SEI and I own SEI. All right. Can you analyze HBAR on the daily, says Crypto, for the Canadian $5? Liver, would you say Link's charts hit a cup and handle? We'll take a look at that. Shout out to Keenan Henson. Shout out to Big Bang. Shout out to Naaman Namdi M. Shout out to Crypto for the $5 super chat. Let's look at HBAR on the daily, you said, right? Looked pretty good on the daily the last time I looked at it. I have the 4-day chart. So I had a cup and handle for HBAR. My target is sitting at 15. My first target was 12. We hit the first target. I gave this exact trade entry with where to put the stop loss. It did exactly what it was supposed to do to the upside. You'll see everyone else starting with that cup and handle nonsense, but, you know, I'm Sammy Cup and Handy, baby. All right, there is only one Sammy Cup and Handy. Look, the daily is resetting, and it's inside of an ascending triangle. Looks like it's going to mess around, but we're too much liquidity right now. Too many people care about different coins and are setting up for bull runs. They're going to use the opportunity for Bitcoin's movement to get into coins. I still see this moving up to 15. The daily looks good to me on HBAR. Spot on if you're still looking at HBAR. I'd keep an alert here and keep HBAR on the radar up to 15. All right. Someone said for YFI on the daily and the 5-day. Let's take a look at YFI. So the first thing you want to do is take away all this stuff. I like to look at it even on the weekly. We got some heavy resistance here. Nice bounce. I got 8 minutes to the meeting. I can do it. And I like to fill my day of constant production. Just, that way you don't have any lag time. You go from the meeting, you're just constant getting things done. So look, this looks a lot like Link did before a huge pump to the upside. It just went up and down, and next thing you know, it was gone. So to me, this is like consolidation before a big pump. But you do you. Like, I don't, you know what I mean? I don't own any, so it doesn't matter to me. The weekly looks pretty good to me. All right? You said the 5-day chart. The 5-day chart pump, but it's at a resistance area. What I like about it is it seems like 6,000 is its bottom. Its new bottom, at least. Right? And you kind of have this uptrend now, too. See that? So look for it to kind of, it could possibly consolidate. It has some more legs. Let's take a look at it in the daily. So yeah, I just watched this now. I'd slap on the moving averages and just wait for this to cup and handle. And I believe that's going to be your last entry. Bitcoin gets this little pullback. YFI gets that pullback. That's probably going to be your buy zone for YFI, personally. That looks like your load up zone. And again, I'm not a financial advisor. Nothing I say you should be taking as financial advice. Understand this yourself. Learn the concepts. You have to make it feel right for you. Nobody knows how much you're worth or what you're putting in and how much you're risking. So all those concepts are on you, But look, YFI. And again, I don't live in fear. There's no failure, only feedback. So if something doesn't go right per se, I'm only going to get good feedback from it. It doesn't mean I'm a huge failure and I have to be super, super depressed about it. You know what I mean? I always use any opportunity to be positive. You're going to pass. I'm 41 years old. I've made it past really my halfway point. Unless I live to 100, maybe I'm not there yet. But the chances are I live to 80 years old if I'm lucky. And so I'm on my way on the other side. So I don't really have enough time to be upset. I really don't. I want to be in a good mood every single day of the week, all the time, doing all the awesome things that I can do. All right? And I think that's just the best way to behave. So I see YFI coming back down here. I would wait. I would like for that to reset. Chance it never goes lower than the point of control, but I'd be looking for something like this. Honestly, I may load up on YFI because it just looks just like Chainlink did before Chainlink had its massive pump to the upside. Look, I'll juxtapose them for a second here without the moving averages. And if you take a look here at what Chainlink was doing, and I love to teach everybody, and some days I'm just in teaching mode, and I don't want to stop teaching, right? So look, we look here at Chainlink on MEXC on the daily, or even Binance, anywhere on the daily. And you watch it before that pump, and it looks, this is it here. This is YFI, just Chainlink, right? That's consolidation inside of a range. Top, bottom, top, bottom. Chainlink did the same thing, and then it's going to just boom. And see the gap there? There's the gap there. It's going to make it through that gap. That gap's waiting. So I do see YFI. It'll probably be 17,000 before you know it. And remember, that thing went up to 100 grand at one point. Look at, I grab this here, copy, and then paste it right in. Yeah. And you're just waiting for this consolidation to eventually pop. Right there, see it? So yeah, YFI is about to do some damage. Smart coin, I believe, to dollar cost average into. But again, that's what not what I believe, but what the technical analysis is telling me. And again, you never know. It go to zero, right? You never know. Okay, and someone asked me about Chainlink's chart. I hope I didn't miss anything. Casper, Gorilla, please. What is Gorilla token? Let me find out. I keep hearing about it. I want to know. Gorilla. Up 31% today, too. $9 million market cap. Tiny. All right, pumped up, came back down. I hate when it's like huge. I'm like, Ethereum. So, dude, you know, it's funny. These Uniswap coins are hot again. Oh, wow. It's on MEXC. Love it. Love it. And one of the biggest gainers of the day, Boring, in our trading group, man, we nailed it. Luna C, it was also hot. We also hit Myro, was hot. I had Myro in a flag last night. Banged on him. TokenFi was a project I talked about and we went over. Continued to rip faces off, right? These two little flags. Actually, TokenFi, this is something that I would be watching today. TokenFi may continue today. It's just so hot right now. I don't know what's going on with it, but I draw a fib here on this 15-minute. I don't own any. I wish I did. But TokenFi looks hot. I would put TokenFi on the radar for a possible gainer. Thing is hot right now. Did we do enough for you today on the live? Did we give you guys enough content? Did we provide enough value for your time? I hope we did. I hope we did. That's all we want to do is provide value for your time. Great value. And then Voya, huh? All right. And what a great day. We hit our Bitcoin. I hit my Bitcoin trade already. Got out of an insane, took a small loss, so I'm still up on the day in front of 2,000 people, so people know what it's like to lose. I don't want too many people jealous of me, so it's good when people see me lose. You know what I mean? You don't want too many. You want to win every time. You know what I mean? If you're always winning, you're going to get a lot of haters, man. You got to lose sometimes so people can laugh at you. That guy sucks. You know what I mean? Thank God. You don't want too much jealousy in your life, man. It can cause havoc. That's like when my mom and dad died. I said to my wife, it's like such a bad thing to happen to me. It kept some people from being jealous, like protected me in a way. It's kind of weird, right? But look, we went to 63.4. We bounced all the way again. Hold on. Oh, no, hold on. I was like, that's a bear flag right there. Bears retest. Dumpage. Unless you're going to make some type of right shoulder here like so. And again, at this point, my brain needs a break. I've been doing TA since 5 in the morning, 7 in the morning. And since last night at 1 in the morning, I got to give my mind and brain a break. And I got to get to that meeting now. I'm late. Token. Of course, the token called Token. This thing is high risk, but it's been hot. So, despite the market too. And whenever the market dumps like this, I always go, we'll look at Gorilla and then we're out of here. I always go here to CoinMarketCap into the last hour. And look, StarkNet's hot. Internet Computer doesn't care, right? Aptos is hot. Bonk is hot. EOS, SUI, Celestia, Near Protocol has been holding. Uni's continuing to pump. Remember I put out Uni at 10 and 11. Pyth Network is hot. Whatever's not down too bad. Axelar still continues to do damage. Atom is doing well. Whatever's not down too bad is showing strength. Like Theta's had a big pump. Casp is okay. Now if it's down huge, right? So just something to think about. I do this all the time. It's just a key, easy idea to get through these nasty dumps. This says we're going lower. My next target is 63,000. But again, I'm not guaranteed, light analyzation. Okay, let's take a look here at Gorilla, and then I'm out of here for the day. My mom will take a break. So fine, I looked at Gorilla here. Look, in that little flag, it looked like it could pump. And look, it hit my target. So crazy. Someone must have asked about it 2 days ago, right? 162% gains. Bam, Gorilla. So crazy. Look, low stochastics. You buy the low stokes, and then you hold on the daily. It took 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 days to pump to the upside. But it did it. And you can use the smaller time frames too as well. Low stochastics right there. And my whole idea is once you get above the 200 SMA, you open up the long. Bang. Tight moving averages, high volume node. 162% gains for Gorilla. This thing was just a penny, or a tenth of a penny. Now it's a penny and a tenth. And still at the very beginning stages. What is this coin? What does it do? Gorilla. Byte's been on my radar. Byte's the new little mini coin here. You know, might take some of the money out of PEPE and put it into Byte. Just a concept. And this is the last thing we look at, and I'm out, everyone. Gorilla token, everything we do, we ape it. Gorilla style. Holders, 41,000 holders. Circulating supply, price 11 cents. Market cap 10 million. IDY launch, elevate your token with Gorilla Pad. Experience ultimate launchpad for successful pre-sales. Now with zero upfront fees. With essential tools like whitelist, vesting claims, refunds, and LP locking. We perfected the pre-sale formula. Our dedicated Gorilla team guarantees trusted security, KYC, and comprehensive audits. And that's not all. Turbocharge your sales with our affiliate program. Additionally, we charge 5% tax with a 5% directed back to Gorilla ecosystem for buybacks, liquidity, sexes, and marketing. Everyone can't have a launch pad though. Like, you know what I mean? Not every single coin can have a launch pad. Whatever. I don't want to hate. What I like about it, see all the taxing and all that? You can just buy the coin on MEXC and you don't have to do any of that. Now, you don't get the ecosystem benefits. I get that. But, you know, you could just trade the hype. That's what I kind of like about MEXC is you don't get caught up in all the moving into the wallets, doing all the craziness. Well, a lot of people lose a lot of money doing that anyway. You just trade the dang coin and you take it for what it is and you move on, right? So while everyone else is all excited and doing all this other stuff, we're just taking money hand over fist. Just, oh, you like that Gorilla coin, huh? Yep. Thank you. You know what I mean? Oh, I just made 150x on it. Thank you. So, you know, it just, or 100x or whatever it be, right? Now, Gorilla coin could be consolidating here. I'd watch it like so. Looks pretty bullish, but it had a pretty big pump on the big time frame, like the daily or the 8 hour, right? I'm trying to see what time frame I can get some indicators on it. Kind of pissed I didn't buy in then. We knew about it just a few days ago. Gorilla. Probably see a timestamp for it. I'm just saying, see the time frame that has the most. It's like the 12 hours pretty overbought and you're away from the 21-day moving average and you got some wicks right there. Tells me you're likely to pull back, but you never know. You know, you might make a flag on the smaller time frame. So I'd watch this flag on the 15 actually. And you know, there's a chance you just press and this continues to go up. Gorilla. Again, you know, always take a shot. You can always use a stop. Target would be 2.5 cents for Gorilla. Is a bit of a double top. You're just looking for the bounce. Stays above the 200 SMA on the 15. It's going to continue to pump. I'd watch it closely. I think it's definitely worth putting on the radar after that bigger pump. Gorilla. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for watching. Please comment, like, and subscribe. Hit the bell for notifications. You can find out when I post my next video. Remember, if you came to the channel, then you, my friends, are already doing the right thing. Thank you so much for the $69 in super chats. We were on Bitcoin mainly. Usually we do more altcoins, but it was the Bitcoin show today. Thank you for watching the live trading. Thank you for hanging out. And, you know, we'll see you tomorrow for another beautiful live stream. Hope you made some money on the shorts. I chose not to short, but I hope you made money on the short. We did see there was likelihoods of those shorts to the downside, and we were able to give you how to map it out. I hope you learned a lot too as well. Everyone, thank you so much for being here. Please comment, like, and subscribe. Hit the bell for notifications. Gratitude is the attitude towards abundance. I'm going to go pray right now for a beautiful live stream and say thank you, God, for everything, and start the rest of my day. Everyone, thank you. God bless, and I'll see you tomorrow for another beautiful live stream. Crypto is life. Thank you.